All right.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a special episode of She Goods People. My name is Kelsey Coop Charles. Along with me, I got Brother Long and West Coast Dave. Fellas, how's it going?
Telling Friday.
Oh yeah,
Oh
this is
man.
special. This is special. You know, we normally do it early in the week, but this here on Friday, so I know this is gonna be good in the evening.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. That's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get it started. Brother
All
Long,
right,
go ahead and take it away.
all right. Now we do this on SGP, but we don't do it on 44 Stack. But this we go highlight some community focus. As we know right now, stuff crazy in the United States right now, especially if you are of a different nationality or color or whatever you want to call it. So, what we want to do, is for the folks that listen to us, is encourage everyone that has a young adult or teenager that is coming into their own. If you're not going to go to college and specialize in special type industries, we want to make sure that you go to a trade school, learn how to do something so that you can be self-sustained and have your own.
Mhm.
The time has come to stop worrying about what somebody else gonna do for you and how you gonna do it. It's time to take up arms and do it for yourself. If you have a trade or you have something that is comparable to everyday life, you can be successful in anything that you do. You can build a multi-million-dollar platform off of laying brick,
Mhm.
electricity, being an electrician, things of that nature, even insurance, which is my game. You know what I'm saying? So, there's opportunity out there. You got to start taking care of the opportunity because one of the things we see that some folks are trying to do is take away your options. Well, we never gonna take away our options because one thing about us and the reason why we have survived for as long as we have is we are efficient and resourceful, and that's what we gonna always continue to be. We lost the way a little bit, but we finna bring it back home, and we finna understand. Let's take care of ourselves and stop worried about taking care of somebody else. Brothers, what y'all got on that?
Hey, I'm with you. Sell yourself. Like I said, my degree, I don't do nothing that I got my degree for. My degree is in English and history, and I'm in tech and cybersecurity and the rest of that. So, and this started when there was none of that. I like T said, I started this before the whole DEI thing. I started this journey in 2000 trying to get an MCSE. And for those of y'all that's real young, that's a Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer. You got to take 8 tests. And I had to do that while I was a school teacher because that's what I originally started out doing in Colorado was teaching school, going to Barnes and Nobles at night, studying, trying to get that MCSE. Got my first gig putting a network printer down in Pueblo for an insurance company. They needed a network printer down in Pueblo, Colorado. The rest is history. So myself got the call from Microsoft in like 2006. Well, yeah, 2006, and worked my way in through Western Union actually. And when they called, I didn't even really want it because I was a land administrator at Western Union at the time. That's over Active Directory and all the signing and all that. So, and it was all because I was a dog and I refused to take no. And I sold myself and learned
Mhm.
myself and taught myself. I was tired, but like I said, in your 20s to 20 to 35, to 35 years old, you should never be freaking tired. There's no, you can go to sleep and wake up. So you should never. Them is the years to dog it down, and don't be afraid. Launch wings, and that's it. Go do your shit.
I hear you, Bo.
That's it. And I'm piggyback right off of that because I can attest and Brother Long can attest as well from 20 to 35. We weren't tired. we had a whole lot of foolishness going on. We never got tired. We pulled 36 hours sometimes, but
I ain't lying, brother.
that's something different. But yeah, to piggyback off what you all said, yeah, invest in yourself. Yeah, work your job, but in the meantime, you always think about investing in yourself. So if something happens on your job, you self-sustain. So whether that be like Antonio said, laying brick, cutting grass, like Dave said, betting on yourself, getting a certification, there's so many different ways out there. So, but you just got to have the blueprint. You got to know somebody and just be willing to be teachable. I'll put it that way. You know, don't give up so quick because there's always a way, and everybody has different niches and all that stuff. So, but just keep going, try to find something because there's a gift in everybody. You just got to be willing to do the work to find it.
That's correct. That is correct.
I do it, man. Do I believe in that?
That's
Just
right.
keep grinding. You just got to keep grinding. I don't. You just gotta keep grinding.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
That's
And
it.
and I want to put out another thing that all of that I love because I love tinkering, electrician, plumbing, all that. Did all that when I was young. The other thing too is investing. I want to say this to young cats: when you got money young and you start investing in like Kraft and Coca-Cola and Pepsi, stuff that pays dividends, meaning they pay you to own the stock, and they pretty much pay you every 3 months. Disney, start right now, young people. Kraft is at $28 a share. And their dividend has not gone down and they pay like 50 cents on the dollar. So that's per stock. That is also an avenue that if you start young and with the amount of money, we wasted at 2035, you can have a dividend portfolio paying you for owning stock, Dollar General, all these kind of things that you see popping up and they got this sustained revenue and they pay you for owning it. Get into these cheap BTI. Like I'm smoking a Black and Mild right now, and I'm invested in British tobacco industry. Those are the things to get yourself going on the other side too. You do all of that and then put it away, and then next thing you know, don't even look at it. And boom, you might have something.
And that's the income you want. You want passive. You want it to work for
That's
you
it.
while you're not doing anything. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And that's gonna be another show unto itself because that's one of the things I think a lot of us hadn't taken advantage of. We saying take advantage of it while you're younger because you got a lot of disposable income at that point, but you can still do it while you're older too because what you need to be doing is setting yourself up so that let your money work for you. There's no need to sit there and be sitting on thousands and thousands of dollars in the bank getting minimal return on your investment. Put it into something that is gonna give you a considerable return on what you need to do. But we got to have people that teach that to us because a lot of folks don't understand that. But that's where we come in. That's where we're going to be bringing that back to you. So you can look forward to that. We'll do that coming up as soon as possible so that everybody, because what you already see, and we're not downgrading, we're not being political or anything about this here. What we being real about is this here. Stop worrying about what's going on. Start taking care of yourself. You have the power to control whatever you want to control. Don't allow news, don't allow other people to take your mind and your sight off of the ultimate prize, which is taking care of yourself and taking care of your family. Because one thing, like my grandmama used to tell me, trouble don't last always. Right now, we got trouble, y'all. But it ain't gonna last always because we got through it last time. We're gonna get through it this time because this time he gonna do it to himself. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll put this on here and then we'll finish it out. When watching the news, that's great. You watch that on TV, but do your own research because there's so many other things going on in the world. So and when they put something out there, TV is programming, just like it's supposed to be. It teaches you to think a certain way and act a certain way. So you got to do your homework. You got to go behind the scenes and see what's really going on. So it's not what they're saying, it's what they're not saying. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, but what they said crazy as I don't know what. I'm gonna own Gaza. That tell you all you need to know right there. Ain't gonna be so much craziness, bro.
But and the other thing is reason why too, if you understand or overstand, as BDP used to say, edutainment. He's lamed up in 2 years anyway because he can't run. So really, you're getting all of this is a reaction to he only really got a year and a half to do these things. He's lamed up because he can't run again. So really next year the man is lamed up because the whole cycle you'll have the midterms, and then after the midterms he's lamed up. And so if you just let the court system play itself out and do all of this thing about Gaza, birthright citizenship, all that we know, it's just bombastic stuff to feed the crowd. And then he got his man Elon, running interference, and things. And so just like you said, this too shall pass.
It will pass. It will pass, bro. Because they're gonna stumble over their own self because they're too stupid to understand. It don't take a genius to be a millionaire, okay? It don't. You can fall into it. I'm just saying. All right. So let's get into the real foolishness that we got this show going on for. This week we're doing SGP as we await the Super Bowl on Sunday. But besides that, we're gonna do the top. We started. This was gonna be top 5 producers, but I don't know if y'all like me. I got started, and I had by the time I had looked around, I had listed like 15, and I'm like, this ain't even gonna work like this here. So we're gonna try to narrow it down to the top 10. And then at the same time, we're gonna try to say because it's fluid. I'm gonna do a Stephen A. It's fluid. You know, it's fluid. You know. So what we gonna see is who we think and who we like.
Oh, we forgot a category of human too. T, right quick. We
The
forgot
category
Mark Davis's category of human. Mark Davis's strand of human.
Before we get into top 5,
I want to be inclusive.
Before we get into top 5, no, we're gonna go on and do this right now.
Mark Davis humanity. That's it.
We're gonna do this right now. We're gonna get this out the way because this is gonna take a life unto itself. I already know that. Okay. Dave came up in the last episode of 44 Stack that Mark Davis, owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, owner of the Las Vegas Aces, is not human. Dave, let's hear your outlook on why Mark Davis is not human.
If you look at his face, it's pyroclastic. So it is like it is a burn victim, but not, and that's how all the little alien babies be born. And then got a cut splice of Ancient Aliens, and then the Alien Files on Pluto TV. And I saw one of them little babies that they had found at near Area 52 and them. And I am telling you that is Mark and Al Davis's birth origin people. That Mark Davis is he is with the V's. I am telling you, and if you ain't seen V, probably one of the best miniseries ever. And I actually think V is better than Alien. On the real, I mean, all jokes aside, V is better than Alien.
It was must-see TV back in the 80s. That was must-see.
Yes, it was.
The 2 miniseries before they actually did the series, because if you actually think about it, there were a lot of stars that came out of that series. Eddie Kane Jr. was a star in that movie. I mean, in the miniseries and the movie. Eddie Kane Jr.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So yes, that is my thing. And we go, like T said, we got a whole podcast we're gonna do on Mark Davis's humanity.
Mark Davis human? Now, before we get off that, let's be real about this. Why is it when you got that kind of money, how you let your hair cut? How you let your hair cut?
Right. It's because he got that, like I told you, got that burn victim thing. And so that's where it stopped. That's how they do when they born. Their hair can only grow to a certain spot, or they got us, and then they give them enough human parts so they're kind of blend in with society. That is the whole premise of this, man. We gotta watch out for them cats. We worried about Trump and them. It is them damn Mark Davis looking people that's infiltrating and taking over society. I saw another one with the peach growers when DeSantis was battling with the agriculture department of Florida, and the one in the audience, I saw him. He looked just like Mark Davis. Them is the people you better worry about.
So what you saying is we already got aliens on Earth.
Yes.
They're here.
All right.
Men in Black is real.
Men in Black. Men in Black
is real.
Men in Black, V, Close Encounters, whatever else you want to put on, Pitch Black, the Chronicles of Riddick,
Twilight
Zone
episodes are all of the aliens that ever came in Twilight Zone, every one of them. Yep.
X-Files, Star Wars, all of that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now we got that out the way. That's another show. Mark Davis is not human. Okay. All right. So top 10 producers. Now, this is subjective, just like we did with the top 10 singers, R&B singers that we came up with. Great show. If you hadn't listened to it, please do. But this is gonna be more of the same. Okay, we're gonna start from number 10, and we're gonna work our way to number 1 for each one of us. All right. So we're starting with West Coast. Who you got?
I got number 10, DJ Pooh.
Woo-hoo.
Pooh is the creator of the Post Ice Cube sound. He's also with the Lynch Mob. He is a founder of the West Coast beat, right along with Dre almost. I mean, Pooh and Dre are really right there. Pooh just not, on, it'll go down the list. But
Yeah.
Pooh is an originator, a founder, and if you go look at like Spice One, all of the West Coast legends, Pooh got a track on every one of them. So number 10, I'm starting out with Pooh.
All right.
And he's classic in Friday. You can't run like this if he got the most classic episode when Debo take his bite. Because Pooh, I don't know how, but because you know that DJ Pooh that run like that, right? In Friday.
Yeah. He go cry in the car. Yeah.
Exactly. So
he go cry
movie, Friday, and he one of the legends on the West Coast. So I started off with Pooh.
All right. We starting out hard already. All right, Coop.
All right, I'm gonna stay on the West Coast theme. He was an understudy for DJ Quick. You know, shout out to Quick because Quick was one of the pioneers back in the day too. He started off as a understudy for DJ Quick. Then he went to Death Row. He was playing keys for Death Row, and then he broke out on his own. He did some production with Death Row, and then he broke out on his own. The gentleman I'm talking about is Warren Campbell. So Warren started off, like I said, with them, and then he started producing for Mary Mary. He's done gospel. He's done a little bit of everything. As most recently, what cemented him in this top 10 list for me was his production on the CD Michael with Michael Render. So he had a couple of tracks on there. I think High and Holy. What was the second track on that album, which is I can't remember what it was. I think he did Down by Law as well. The first two tracks on there, and also High and Holy. So, I mean, for me, he plays everything. He's a musical genius. I mean, he's been doing that since 15, 16. I think he started off in the industry early on. He was already with Death Row by the time he was 17, 18 years old. Like I said, he made Mary Mary's biggest single when they first came out. That was their original single. So, I mean, for me, keeping it with the West Coast, Warren Campbell.
All right. Great. Forgot about some of that. Glad you brought that back, boy. All right, my number 10. This is gonna be highly, because I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash on this one, but I'm prefacing this. You will realize what I'm talking about as we go up the list. Now, I did take my top 3 off completely just because of the magnitude of that they are. So you will not hear Prince, you will not hear BabyFace, and you will not hear R.Kelly in my top. They are the top ultimate by themselves. They in a category by themselves. So I'm just gonna put it like this here. My number 10 is 2 of the original members of The Time. They have been the producers and directors of the great Janet Jackson since 1986. I'm giving you Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Probably what you don't realize is that they have their tentacles all over R&B music from the 80s all the way to the present day. New Edition, Johnny, all members, they work with all members of New Edition solo projects and New Edition projects together. Still did the early stuff along with Janet, with other members of The Time as well, and made Herb Alpert a household name. Don't you know? Diamonds are a girl's best friend, and Making Love in the Rain feels so good. Still one of the great songs of all time.
Yes.
So Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, number 10.
Okay. All right.
Love it.
All right. Cool. Number 9.
Yes, sir. All right. Number 9 is a group. It was a movement back in the 90s. I mean, every time you turned around, you heard these guys, or I guess you heard their production. I mean, they just took over the airwaves from the Know Ya. I mean, they were putting out hits. They had when you look on the album cover, you can see what was coming next. I mean, these guys just stayed in the studio. They made one hit. I mean, one song. They put it out. Going on to the next thing. The group I'm talking about is Beats by the Pound, the sound machine behind No Limit. I mean, those guys, man, for I guess better part of a decade, really. I mean, TRU, Silk the Shocker, Mia X, Master P, you name it, man. They had their hands in a little bit of everything during that time. I mean, they had some anthems. They were the prototype. They were the blueprint for the 90s.
Okay. We really want to put Silk the Shocker in over there? I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'm just being real. Just being real.
Well, and Mystical, he's got to go in there because he was on the No Limit side, but No Limit umbrella. But I mean, Snoop, all of them. But I mean, Beast by the Pound, man, they were a force back in the day. They
well,
don't get a lot of credit because everybody hears about Master P, but
yeah.
Beast by the Pound, those guys were a machine.
Well, I'm gonna be upfront about this. Saga was a DEI hire, so we'll leave it at that.
Like you got,
just like you got, he was a DEI hire. All right.
He messes up one of my favorite songs by them too. It's on Ghetto Dope album, Make Crack Like This. Cause C Murder, they told C like, this is what you, man. All I gotta do is speak what I know. Man, you're making crack like this, Ghetto Dope. And P come in, and then Silk. Oh my goodness! Silk, why I have to jump on that one?
You know that
was it bad or was it genius? Because it takes a lot of talent to rap off beat as much as he did.
Him and RZA go neck and neck for rapping off. RZA right there too. Because I can't stay like when RZA get on. Because I'm like, dude, you produced the beat. You can't stay on the damn beat that you just produced. But I digress. Go ahead.
No. We couldn't stay on the beat. Yeah, that make a lot of sense though. Yeah, it does. All right, D, who you got number 9?
Battlecat.
Woo!
Okay.
West East Coast. Right. He don't even. He not even a play. He LL. Everybody pop. You name it. He produced it. Like Kel said, 90s. Dude just he found his niche. And ran with it, and like I said, and he wasn't confined to a coast, like because the 90s generally you were an East Coast producer or you was a West Coast producer. Cat found that beat kind of thing, like I say, another producer. I don't know who he on the list, and he ain't on my list. Like Rottweiler. Like Rottweiler to me got a beat that ain't East or West. It's just raw. Yeah. And that's what Battlecat was able to. He was Rottweiler. He was Rottweiler on another level to me. So Battlecat my number 9.
All right. I like that. Boy, y'all bringing up some folks. I'm telling you. Now, one of the greatest DJs of all time coming out of Texas by way of, I think it was Houston. One of the greats. Everything that he has graced us with has been just pure greatness. DJ Premier. There is not another one like him in the world. Premier, the signature sound is a signature sound, and you already know. Half the time, if you can't rap over a Premier beat, you don't even need to be in the game, bro. That's just all it is too. Premier laid so good, you can just let the beat play, and he can win a Grammy just for the beat.
Hey, no qualms here. You just stole something from me too.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Primo. Yes, Primo is my God body right there. Man, you got to tell my man. I remember when me and Hut got the first Gangstar album, and just to play, just to get a rep. It was me, him, and Sean Allen T. We played just to get a rep. And then right after that, a song came on, As I Read My Essay. And As I Read My Essay is actually better. And like you said, you knew that a star was being born. And then he did, Sometimes I Rhyme Slow, Sometimes I Rhyme Quick. And
nice and slow.
Because Primo, you know a Primo, but to hear something and not know it's Primo means you didn't hit another level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Premier, man, it is almost like, there are just some DJ, some producers you just automatically know. If you go to them, you got to hit. You ain't got to do nothing. You got to come hard. But you already know from the production side, it's ready. There ain't nobody touching Primo when it comes to just pound for pound, song for song. Primo can stand with anybody. When he did Nas is Light, that's still one of my favorites. And then with him and Gangstar doing, people don't listen to it like that, but what they did with Total, And what they did with Jodeci, I mean, with KC and JoJo, I mean, royalty is like my jam, man. And every time you hear it, you hear just how much it. I mean, if you could just take the words out, you can just vibe straight production and be all right.
Yeah.
So Premier is always gonna be in the top 10. And now that I look at it, I might have him a little bit too low.
New stuff. Him and Royce the 5'9".
Yep.
They got a group called Prime.
Yeah.
Hey, that album, and you're sleeping because Royce, if you don't understand who know what Royce is a rapper, pure hip hop. It is a pure, when you're talking about hip hop, that is just a hip hop album. Go pick up Prime. PRHYME, I think it's like that. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah. You were exactly on it. All right. Let's go to number 8, Dave.
No, I think Kel's right.
Kelsey did. He did 9.
Kels got his 9. Oh, okay, my bad.
He did. I did 9.
So my 8 is Prince Markie D.
Ooh.
He did What's the 411? He did Mariah Carey. He did the first Craig Mack album. Prince Markie D took from what they call being a character. I ain't saying it all the way, but you study for the SAT, that word. And took it and became a worldwide producer. For those his last name is Marsalis. I forget his real first name. But anyway, Prince Markie D set the tone for, it's like I told y'all when we was doing our favorite R&B. All my stuff gonna come into them years, like my form, like them that era. And Markie D, what's the 411? He put me on to really, like, I listened to what's the 411, but I was overseas. And so it dropped, like when I was still in Germany. Then I got back, and that's when I could really, really hear, what's the 411. So shout out to Prince Markie D.
Okay. Well, you brought a tear to my eye, bro, because people that don't realize the Fat Boys are more than just a joke, okay? The Fat Boys are hip hop royalty, just from the standpoint. Yeah, they had a gimmick that worked, but they could rap too. You know what I mean? And who?
Yeah, I mean, you ain't come that time and not rapping.
And Buffy and Prince Markie D made a tremendous trio.
Like that one that mix us. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Man, it's so musical and lyrical. Yeah. And when they let Buff go off on that last verse, Buff destroys that. Yeah.
If you actually pay attention and go back to Crush Groove, I'm gonna take you back to Crush Groove on this one.
Yes, sir.
Don't You Dog Me is one of the best songs they ever made. Besides Can You Feel It?
Don't you dog me? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. You done took me there, Bo. You done took me there. Yeah. All right, cool. Number 8.
I'm gonna stay down south. Here again in the 90s. I'm looking at my list now. I'm heavy in the 90s, but during the 90s, Atlanta started having a stronghold on the South. I'm pretty much R&B on this one. He started off with a rapper, but then he had some real good success with groups and individuals. So I'll just go ahead and say it's Jermaine Dupree. He started off with Bow Wow, then he had Escape. My favorite group of all time, Jagged Edge. They're very underrated, but those boys can blow.
Yes, sir.
They had some classics. Let's Get Married, Meet Me at the Altar, Your White Dress. My favorite from them is True Man off their second album. J.E. Heartbreak. Then he had his run with Mariah. He did some stuff with Janet. He dated Janet. And let's not forget the Confessions. That him and Brian Michael Cox. Nothing else. Nothing else better than that.
I'm talking about Confessions.
Look at JD. JD gave you he gave you the true Usher Raymond. You know what I'm saying? Usher Raymond.
Exactly.
Gave you Usher.
Exactly.
Okay? It started with, he was on the first album, but it really started with My Way. You know what I mean?
He took them for ladies, man. And
My Way. That's the one when they're in the carnival for the video.
Pretty much the stuff.
Yeah.
Him and Tyrese going against each other battle.
And Tyrese is in that video. Yeah.
I say, dog. Hey, Mix coming to y'all tonight. Hey, y'all have already, hey, Nick's coming to y'all tonight on the real. So we finish this.
There we go.
All that we talking about is,
there we go.
Hey, I ain't got no problem with it.
What happened say? Put me in the mix.
Because them sets we got last time, the things was fire. So I ain't got no problem with it.
Y'all got me a hobby for the night. I got
all right. Well, my number 8. I'm just gonna be real about him. I wish he would come back to this. He has totally lost his mind now, and we can't get him back. But I would say for his first 4 albums, this brother was untouchable. And if you don't believe it, all you got to do is get My Twisted Dark Fantasy. I'm talking about Kanye West. Kanye West was untouchable for a period of time in the 2000s. Everything Ye touched was gold, man. And the thing about it, he was spitting on it too. So that was making it even more better. But honestly, you know, now I can't get with nothing he done. After Twisted Dark Fantasy, maybe Watch the Throne. After that, everything else been garbage to me. So I'm really like, I know things. Well,
he had a song here or there, you know.
No, it ain't. It don't give you that same feeling, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, College Dropout is a legendary historical album, man. And then to follow it up with Graduation, I mean, come on, bro. I mean, Kanye was on some stuff, man. And then everything that he did for Jay during that period was hot. And honestly, if you go back and listen to what he did for the Diplomats, what he did for Cam, I mean, that
Alicia Keys too now.
I'm just saying, Keisha Cole, all of that. You know, Kanye was responsible for Keisha Cole blowing up the way that she did. You know, so it's like when Kanye is focused and truly on the music, he is untouchable. But as we have seen recently, and even after his mom died, God rest her soul, this boy has no direction. He is a rudderless ship. That is the best way I could put it. He has great ideas sometimes, but sometimes he get in his own way, and he just, I mean, he takes away from the art, man. But the thing is, the boy is talented as all get up. He didn't lost his way, man. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even gonna put this on Kim. Even though a lot of people will try, I ain't even gonna put this on Kim. Now, she ain't helped the situation. I say that.
Right.
Being in that environment don't help the situation. But the boy gone, y'all. We got to get him back some kind of way. And I don't know if anybody in this world has that kind of power, because you would look like somebody would pull him to the side like, yo, bro, chill. I don't think nobody can do that. But from a production standpoint, his first 3-4 albums, untouched.
Can't beat it.
All right, I'm gonna throw y'all for a loop on this one, because if it was not for this man, this is number 7 on the list. If it was not for this man, where would hip hop be? And I'm saying this man is responsible for the true foundation of hip hop. One of the owners of Def Jam when it started. Talk about Mr. Rick Rubin. You don't get to where you are in hip hop if Rick Rubin doesn't do the early albums for Run DMC, the Beastie Boys, LL Cool J. You don't get radio if Rick Rubin doesn't do that production.
You don't get I got 99 Problems in a bitch ain't one, because Rick Rubin produced that. And that is classic. Because you can tell Rick Rubin, it always rock. It got that rock, and it find that bass line somehow, and it turns to hip hop. You don't know how it do it. Like Going Back to Cali. Going Back to Cali is not a hip hop song, really.
Nope.
But somehow,
and Dave, you remember when Going Back to Cali came out? It took LL so far left.
Exactly.
That everybody was like, what's going on? But then as you listen to it, and the opening stanza of Going Back to Cali, where you had the horns, and then it came in, and then you realize, you know what? Why are we even questioning this? You know, LL laid down some vicious tracks behind it. But then at the same time, man, I mean, Rick Rubin is responsible for without Rick Rubin, there's no Def Jam. That's just how powerful Rick Rubin is, y'all.
Hey, also not even confined to hip hop. Johnny Cash, he does all the Johnny Cash's albums now, and they do that coast to coast because neither one of them will fly. So they do that coast to coast. 9 Inch Nails. What's the dude with the head and they at the Flea? What's that group? I don't know the name of the group though.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, the dude outside of it. I mean, like you said, that is a dude. You talking about genre busting? He is a genre busting producer because he can do it all, like in anything, rock and roll, hip hop, R&B, you name it. Rick Rubin can do
it. And to tell you the truth, now, yeah, he
look like a heavy metal singer.
But if you listen to that Beastie Boys, the License to Ill, I mean, that is production at its finest. And then you got to realize something. That was during a time where no one gave white rappers anything at that point. So you knew it had to be bust you in your head for everybody to jump on it, because at the time, back in 85, 86, 87, Beastie Boys and Run DMC was the two hottest hip-hop acts in the world, along with LL Cool J. It is what it is. I got to put him there because Rick, Rick is Rick, man.
Yep.
All right, let's go, Dave.
7 is staying West Coast. The baby Dre, I call him, Warren G. The G-Funk sound is the best. Hey, you know what I like? Ain't nothing like putting on a Warren G. Just the first, you can put on the first album, starting from 1 to 10 or whatever it is. Put the window down, roll your one, and ride. It ain't gonna mess with your high. It don't blow it. It don't got them. Because, like I said, I like my stuff when I like it. For me, I like West Coast beats, but I like East Coast rappers because I like my lyrical complexity. But I like the beat the way I can just take it down, and Southern beats too, because that is all with the putting the window down. There has to be a moment where I call East Coast hip hop produced. It's like I'm in the subway and everything is grinding, and it blows my eye. Like, from as much as I like Method Man, Release Yourself, great song, but ain't no shit I want to listen to when I'm out. Bring the Pain, all right, but it's short enough. That's a lot of. It sounds like they all trapped in the subway with rats and they trying to get out. That's how sometimes East Coast production can sound to me. So my thing is that, and so Warren G's first album is hip hop classic. Every song on there is a hip hop classic. His contribution to the Chronics is hip hop royalty. Snoop, Dogg Pound, Warren G, he is the baby Dre. He my number 7.
All right, I like that. I like that.
And he's Dre's stepbrother too.
Yeah. So I mean, just in that household, Bo, that say a lot, because we're gonna get to Dre later on. I know. Who you got at number 7?
All right, we on 6, right? I did 10, 9. No, you're right. 10, 9. My number 7 is let's see. All right, this is a tough one, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there because here again, I'm stuck in the 90s and R&B. He had 4 Billboard Hot 100 singles. I'm gonna go ahead and put him out there. You already know who he is. The Kissing Game by High Five, Stutter with Bobby Brown, and No Diggity. Dr. Dre, Queen Pen, and Blackstreet. So I'm gonna say Mr. Theodore Edward Riley. I mean, because I think early late 80s, Prince Andromeda was taking over that, so 89, he had a strong run all throughout the 90s, man. Teddy was different. And just to list a few of the songs that he had out there, Let's Chill,
You'll Be Forever,
I Let You Go,
Hey,
Make It Last Forever, Keep Sweating, No Diggity, Remember the Time, Michael Jackson, Take Me There, Blackstreet, Teddy's Jam, YB Baby, Keep Sweat, I Like. Then Now That We Found Love. I actually produced that. I actually composed that song for the high school band when I was on the band. So I mean, he's got all kinds of hits, all kinds of songs out there, man. I mean, the '90s wouldn't be the '90s without, here again, with everybody we've been mentioning. But I'm heavy on the R&B, hip hop side. I mean, most of the R&B, but Teddy was my guy, man, back in the '90s.
No,
look at speak that, man.
Look at Kate. I remember the best, probably one of the best songs ever, and it still resonates to this day. And you still say it sometimes, depending on where you at. All I want to do is run a zoom, 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 and my boom, boom.
There you go, Rex in effect, yeah.
Rump shaker, yeah. Whoa. Rump shaker will never go out.
I missed Rump Shaker. I was not in America.
You was not in America,
that was
but
the song that I missed. You know, I missed What's the 411? The first Chronic. And I missed some the first SWV.
Yeah. You missed
it was some the first Escape.
Look at it. From 91, 92, 93, 94. Oh, it was some bangers. It was some bangers. And I mean, I tried to put you up on it when you got back here, you know. And then when you went to Orangeburg, Cass had took over then. So, you know, it was over with then.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it was over with. But yeah, Teddy Riley, I mean, late 80s, Teddy Riley was half responsible for Uptown Records, along with Heavy D and Al.B. Sure. I mean, without Uptown Records, you don't have, I hate to say it like this, but you don't have a Sean Combs, you don't have a Mary J. Blige, you don't have an Al.B. Sure, you don't have a Father MC, you don't have Jodeci. I mean, that one company by itself turned R&B on its head for the early 90s. If you was connected with Uptown, you pretty much was running the game at that point. That was Video Soul every night, you know, because you had song after song after song. All right.
Oh, shout out to what's the name too? Rest in peace.
Heavy D.
No, just passed away.
Irv Gotti.
Irv Gotti. Yeah, rest in peace, Irv Gotti.
Irv Gotti. Rest in peace, brother. You gave us some early bangers in the early 2000s. Without Irv, there would be no DMX, no Ja Rule, no Shanti, and Shanti can have whatever she wants for me.
Yeah, Lloyd. You can't forget Lloyd too.
I ain't worried about Lloyd. It's just Shanti. I'm just saying.
She's 5'2", but I want you.
Lloyd was all right, you know, but you know,
Lloyd, man, hey, that's another. I question humanity.
Is he human? I'm with you on that. With you on that. But that's another story. All right, number 6. All right, I'm gonna take this a little old school. We're gonna go back in the 70s with this here because this person here is responsible for so much. This is a lifetime achievement award at number 6 for me, just because I don't studied him. I don't know if he's ever did anything that wasn't good. But one of the things that is near and dear to my heart is he made the theme for Sanford and Son, man. Quincy Jones.
Oh, man.
Quincy Jones, man. Number 6 for me. Quincy has worked with every artist possible. He's given us he made Thriller. He made Off the Wall with Mike. Pooh worked early years with Ray Charles, man. He worked early years with Reefer. I mean, if you've been anything in R&B in the last 70 years, he's worked.
Something to do with it.
He introduced Tamia. He introduced one of the greatest songs of all time, Here in the Garden, because he gave us the Secret Garden. Secret Garden gave us 4 heavy hitters on an album, on a song all together. And then he even gave us a young Tevin Campbell that we didn't know that was going to turn into what he ended up turning into. You know, Yeah, but but Tevin sang his behind off though, boy.
Oh yeah. That first album, man, is
oh yeah, oh that first album.
Yeah.
First album make you ugly in the face, man. God, no, boy, you ain't had to do it like this, But Quincy Quincy has done so much. I mean, movie soundtracks, just off the wall songs for no reason. He is the creator of Austin Powers. I mean that by itself, because
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Yeah. He gave Will the opportunity, man, and they ran with it, and that's the thing. Quincy is the quintessential. He had his hands in everything. So, but you can't really pin Quincy down to any genre because Quincy made everything great.
Yeah.
He wasn't just on. He was everything. He
was good for his little run.
Music.
Well, look at him.
QD3 was his son, right?
Yeah, QD3 is his son.
QD3 had a nice little run for his, I don't know what he do now, but he had a run.
Well, and he gave us "We Are the World."
Yeah, that's it.
And I think his grandson was in was the group Party Up or whatever. Whatever that song was.
Yeah, he did that one. Yeah. So Quincy Jones, my number 6. Cool, hit me, Bo.
I'm with you, but I had mine a little more truncated. Quincy Jones / Rod Temperton. I had a group because those two together, man, they did some magic with Michael, man. I mean, and they could stand alone, but I chose to put them together just because.
Yeah, but the thing about Temperton
created something great.
The thing about Temperton, people don't realize how powerful Rod Temperton was and what contributions he made to R&B.
Oh, definitely.
He started out with Heat Wave. That by itself was great. But then, I mean, you the man that's making all the melodies for all the hits that we still play at the cookout.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that was a hard one for me, but I think that duo was unstoppable. It was just unstoppable. I mean, just piggybacking off what you said, man. That Quincy Jones along with Rod Temperton, man, you couldn't beat it.
Yeah, I go along with that. All right, Dave.
My number 6 is Chuckii Booker.
Woo!
Playing games.
Oh man.
Chuckii produced pretty much everything in the 90s, from Layla, everybody. Layla Hathaway. He even produced songs for BabyFace. So he played all of the keyboard on Rhythm Nation with Janet and all them. So Chuckii had a run from like 87 to like 96. Then R&B kind of changed on him, but yeah, Chuckii had them years when everything was banging. Go look up who the producer and who played the keyboards on a lot of that. And then he's tied with me for my number 6 too with my man Mtume.
Oh man, yeah.
That is like together with me. So that is where I had a hard time with Mtume and Chuckii Booker. Yeah.
I hear you.
And third, and another slash. I just saw Kashif. Kashif, them three just like the one. So them three is my top. Kashif and them, that's my 3. That's my 3-headed monster. We say Kel, that's my 3-headed monster right there.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know
Can't
who
argue with that.
Kashif is, I mean, Kashif was in the 80s. Kashif was it, Bo. He stayed on Soul Train. Bo. And as Bobby Brown say, I remember when I knocked out Kashif. But that was Bobby when Bobby was wild. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, James and Mtume. I mean, the two. I mean, everybody knows Juicy, but You, Me, and He is probably right there with
me and he.
Yeah, that was funky. That was funky. Yeah. All right, cool. Number 5.
Jam and Lewis. And I think for the same reason why I didn't put Prince on there, because his tree is so wide. I mean, Prince knew what Jam and Lewis was, and I think he put a stipulation out there to not to make any music while he was with them. While they were with him, they kept putting music out. I mean, he couldn't deny their greatness. And I mean, that's a shout out to Prince, because he knew what they were, he knew what they were about, But I mean, that's from that tree, man, in Minneapolis, man. I don't know what was in the water during that time, but I mean, Jam and Lewis, like you said, responsible for Janet's career. And then they produced my favorite song. I mean, Can You Stand the Rain? I'm still listening to it to this day. I mean, what else can you say? And I'll just leave it at that because you did all the justice to it in the beginning. So
well,
Jam
the
and
other
Lewis.
now that I think about it though, the thing about Jimmy Jam and Terry was you can even throw in Alexander O'Neal, Sherelle, Pebbles.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean the SOS. Don't Just Be Good to Me is a classic, and they did that. Now Prince couldn't stand it, but
yeah,
right.
Prince fired them because
Did Jam and
because
Lewis
they
and
did.
Babyface produce End of the Road? It
No,
was all three of them that produced End of
Babyface
the Road.
did End of the
Jam and
Road
Lewis and
by
Babyface.
itself.
Yeah, that
They did
that was my hero.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they did what's called what. Yeah,
Okay.
Jimmy Jam, Terry. I mean, this is another show that we talking about doing. It's just the uh
Mm-hmm.
far-reaching of just the
The
time itself.
lineage.
Because I have put out there, is the time the greatest
Mm-hmm.
collection of musicians ever, and we got
Mm-hmm.
definitive work to back it up. And we'll get into that because people don't realize Jelly
Yeah.
Bean and Jesse, Jimmy and Terry, Jerome,
Mm-hmm.
Monty,
Mm-hmm.
Morris. I mean, it
Jesse
just keep
Johnson.
going, boy.
I want my girl.
Hey,
Can you help me?
shoot. Jesse
Yeah,
by
Jesse Johnson by
himself.
himself,
Jesse was
man.
bad, boy.
Can you help me?
Jesse was a bad fella.
I want my girl.
I want my girl. Look at it. Jesse by
I
himself.
want back my girl.
That's right. Jesse
Yeah.
was a tough fella. All right, we're gonna go to number 5, and I'm gonna hit these fellas coming out of Virginia. People that don't really follow them don't understand the magnitude that these two brothers have brought in the music industry since they
Mm-hmm.
have came in. They are part of their own group. They are part of their own production group, and then they are great by themselves. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it started with NERD. Now, some people call them nerd. It was like, but the name is NERD. We talk about the Neptunes.
Mm-hmm.
Chad and Pharrell, bruh, if you had a hit in the late 90s, early 2000s, Neptunes did it. Neptunes have worked with
Mm-hmm.
everybody from NSYNC to Justin Timberlake to Britney Spears to Christina Aguilera, Jay-Z. I mean, the list is never stopping. And they have a signature style, but I'm telling you right now, even
Mm-hmm.
to this day, they did Hit Different for SZA. You didn't even realize it unless you looked at the album and realized it was Chad and Pharrell
Mm-hmm.
because it didn't have any of the crazy sounds in it. Chad and
Mm-hmm.
Pharrell are geniuses, and more so now. Pharrell does great with music, but anybody that has followed the Neptunes realize Chad is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave, who you got for number 5?
All right, 5, Organized Noize. The
Yeah.
Outcast,
Mm-hmm.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using ERRBO, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
90s.
Mm-hmm.
They Atlanta, like Kel said, they are the
Mm-hmm.
fathers of the scene to me.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember The Day is 3 songs that I never forget where I was, Juicy,
Mm-hmm.
Life's a Bitch. And the
Mm-hmm.
next one was the playlist, Southern playlist.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Southern playlist. The first song,
Players ball.
Players ball.
Players
Players
ball.
Ball. It's in a foxhole
Mm-hmm.
at Fort Campbell during the round. Yeah, Players Ball.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a
Mm-hmm.
foxhole. It was almost time to, you know how you just do your little rounds for like 3 hours or whatever. And them 3,
Mm-hmm.
they broke. It looked like back to back on the radio, because back then the radio was what you heard these things from. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so Organized Noize, man. And the one album that I hate did not get, the players should have, was Souls of Mischief. Souls of not Souls of Mischief. Souls. It was with them, and it was part of the Witch Doctor crew.
Was it not Sons of Soul?
Sons of Soul. Thank you. Is that Sons of? No, that's P in them, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, they had one with Witch Doctor and whatever. It was an R&B like thing. I'll look it up. It was. I'll look it up. Well, anyway, everything they did was just tight. So Organized Noize is my number 5.
All right.
Yeah, because they came out with Waterfalls, TLC too. Yeah, I mean, they were so diverse.
I mean, there is no words for Organized Noize, man. I mean, they ruled the South. They put the South on the map. They ruled the South. And really, South hadn't relinquished the title yet. So, it is what it is. All right.
And I always got to, so T, that before we go, because I do, Outkast is a forefather of the South. But what we failed to do, and we got to give these cats props, UGK put the South on. Then Outkast took it to another level. But really,
don't forget
Ball and MDG and UGK started the South.
Well,
and then now I'm not saying now Outkast made it a whole nother level.
They took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, but we gotta start giving out props to Big Fat Man and Little Boy, and we also gotta start hollering out, UGK like Pimp C told Jay. TV ain't got no temperature. I'm gonna wear this fur coat in the Bahamas. We on TV, man. Hey, Pimp C, we gotta start including things, and we never do sometimes.
But
like I tell you, we mourn for Nipsey Hussle, but ain't nobody say shit when John Singleton died. I got problems when we don't do some things to bring it to other things.
You're right.
That's my guy.
You're right. My thing is, I guess probably
a pocket full of stones, y'all. Come on.
Before I got into UGK, I was more so into the Ghetto Boys before I got into UGK. And when you listen to that early Ghetto Boys, you automatically get grabbed by Scarface because it was Face. Face is unmistakable.
His delivery.
Yeah,
his delivery, man.
I honestly, what I got into them. But we don't really highlight the South the way that we should anyway, just because we don't give Shy-D his praise. Because without Shy-D, there is no rap.
That starts a mix for me. Yeah,
Shy-D is even before Luke. You know what I mean?
Shake it. Shake it.
And then we kind of denigrate Luke to a point just because of the fact we give more praise to newer Florida acts than we do to the original 2 Live crew. Because JT Money, Trick Daddy,
father of the deepening the bass on the 808.
Right.
He is the one that took that and made that bass. And not only did Luke start booty music, he started bass because nobody took it that low before Luke and them did.
No.
But you gotta look at it like this too. Because of Luke, rap is where it is because he went to court. He got the freedom of speech for us to do it with. For rappers to do what they were able to do because they was about to censor that bad boy big time. Luke, he laid it down so everybody could be able to say what they want to say on records.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put this out there, and I know this is probably gonna be an unpopular opinion. But Luke has made a lot of money over the years, y'all, and Luke can't rap a tap. I'm just saying.
No, he can't rap.
Can't rap
the
a
man
tap.
who can rap died. The man who can rap died 2 years ago. What's his name?
I know the one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know the one you're talking about. But Luke is a glorified hype man.
Yeah, he had his own tree too. You think about this. Whoop, there it is. Who is it? Tag team.
He had, 95 South. You had
Trina, all them came under that tree.
JT
Money, Poison Clan.
Another underrated.
Yeah.
JT Money come from that tree.
He had his own tree too.
Yeah, JT Money. Yeah. Uh, who you got?
Hey,
Number
y'all,
five.
one more before we go producer. Can we do one more? Mellow Southern. Hey, shout out to Don't Get No Props. He got like 20 out. Devin the dude. I know. Hey, you talking about straight smoke me and want to chill? He got 20 albums now. But Devin the dude, all albums to me are good. I have never ran across a Devin the dude dud. That was it.
Yeah. I go along with that.
I like Devin. Yeah.
Number 5, Coop.
My number 5, and I'm fighting back and forth with this, but I'm gonna put Dr. Dre at number 5.
Woo!
He gave us some classics, and only because I mean, that was tough. Dr. Dre, I'm gonna put Dr. Dre at 5. The Chronic was a classic back in the day. Of course, he did World Class Wrecking Crew. He also did Michelle A. Of course, the NWA run. He also produced Tony Braxton. Yes, he's got a whole bunch of credits. I Busta Rhymes, and he also got Stevie to get on the Busta Rhymes track. Hey, that's saying something.
Is an underappreciated.
The Firm, exactly. I forgot about the Firm. Yeah, I mean he's got some production credits. So.
I'm talking Firm biz to you, baby.
He gave us Joanne.
So I mean, Dre. yeah.
Kels, I had
Dre my number 5. Dre number 5.
Kels, on the real, I had Dre at 5, but Dre is so guard body. My number 1 is going to stay guard body because he know I don't give a damn. I'm gonna die for this man.
I already know that because this is a story.
We got to say number 1 then.
Because but God, Dre is just so guard. I just moved. I put Organized Noise, seriously, scratch it out. If you look at my thing and put Organized Noise where I had Dre.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm finna bust y'all in the head with number 4 then. And this is a duo also out of Virginia. Timbaland and Missy. You can't do one without the other. They go together like a hand in a glove. Timbo has worked with everybody. Missy has worked with everybody.
Together because that was my number 4 too.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, they gave us the princess, the queen. I go on record in saying if she was still alive today, she would be the biggest star in the world. They gave us Aaliyah. Nobody could touch Leah. Leah had it all. Leah could act. Leah could sing. She could dance. She could do it all. There was no other in this world like Aaliyah Halton. Okay. But Timbo, I mean, man, Tim is like Tim always got bust you in the head beats, but it's almost unfair when you put him and Missy together because Missy flows right along with him when it comes to a beat. Missy's never made a bad album. She's like Heavy D. She's never made a bad album. Tim,
but she don't get the credit she deserves though.
I'm giving it to her right now, bro.
She got a lifetime though, Kel. She did get a lifetime.
She got a lifetime, but honestly,
she kind of got one.
I mean, Missy,
she probably got one. Yeah,
Missy is. You can't have music. You can't have music. I ain't gonna say R&B. You can't have music from '94 to now without Missy and Timbaland, because they got it. They gave us Genuine. They gave us Leah. They gave us Justin Timberlake would not be the star he is today without Timbaland's production. I'm telling you that right now.
That whole tree. Nelly Furtado.
Nelly. I mean, Bo, have you seen Nelly lately? Oh my God.
Man, that song, I have theme songs. You remember how I say just don't stop?
Right.
You gotta have songs right to keep you going. One of them is like Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten. I don't know if you ever heard that song. The rest is still that's my shit. Keep going. The rest is still unwritten. Sheryl Crow, Sunshine. That just a song that it keep you going. The one that's part of my motivation list back when I was Colorado trying to make. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Dust yourself and Timbo for Hey, that is part of my dad slipping. Them are my them songs. And if at first you don't succeed, is that dust your damn self off and try again.
And try again.
And then she hit it with the second, because you know, me and Tim was looking at something with black people. You know we good when you got to say it twice. You know, you hungry or you hungry. If we say we hungry, we ready to eat now. You know, we got, so when you know first she said, and then she said, and then she said, try again. That's that black people, like, for real. You got to do it now because I doubled it up. I'm hungry. Go take me to get something to eat right now. Waffle House, don't stop if we go by.
I mean,
I agree.
I mean, everything y'all saying, I mean, with them two, I mean, I had to put them together because I didn't want to break them apart because they do so much stuff in tandem that you don't even realize, you know, yeah, it's Tim, but you know Missy's right there beside him, or Missy's done it and you know Tim's right there beside, because the beat is what really gets you. And then if you blessed enough to have Missy grace you with a hook on top of it, oh my God, you just got everything at that point. And I mean, they come from the Devontae Swain tree, but I couldn't. I mean, they have surpassed Devontae. I would say that just from what they have done and what they have and what they continue to do, because Tim's still putting out stuff. I mean, Tim is pop, rock, rap, R&B, everything. You know, you can't take anything
He's
from
everything.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, who you got for number 4?
Full Force. Full Force, their own stuff. I Wonder If I Take You Home. Lisa herself, and all of the Cult Jams. And you said something about JT. People don't realize when they stopped doing R&B, they did Backstreet Boys. They did all of the boys, 98 Degrees, the Old Town Folk, Lynn's. I don't know if y'all know that song, Steal My Sunshine. Steal My Sunshine. Full Force is behind a lot of the 90s boy, girl. So, and my man had cancer. They did a thing on TV1 behind the name. My man had cancer in the hospital. Still the same size. You know, all of them huge. Androgynous, but would choke your ass out type cat. That dude was in 500 pounds, tricep push down with the hospital bed. Doctor said he ain't never seen nothing like it. Beat cancer, and they still producing. So Full Force, that's my number 4.
Yeah, Bow-Legged Lou, Be Fine, and
it was on House Party. So,
and Anthony, I mean, Bo, I mean,
hey, dog, y'all can't tell me every time you hear "Ain't My Type of Hype." You got to do it. Move the furniture. You got to do it. Martin and Gina and Pam, old girl, and get in play and start your dance battle.
You got to do it, bro. When you hit
the way they break that song down, and then they use that little computer voice for the rap. Ain't my and then that little whatever that is. They do a Roger Troutman with rap before it even was something you could do. It was like MC Cat on the microphone. Opposites attract with Paul Abdul. You know the cat, MC Cat, Scat Cat, that kind of thing. So yeah, Full Force. Full Force.
I'm gonna tell you, people don't realize, you know, Full Force.
And they'll beat the shit out you.
Full Force, you know, they was in Crush Groove too, because you know they was old boy Muscle too. You know what I'm saying? Because they was the first brothers that you saw. Man, why are y'all so big? I mean, but the other thing about them is they could, first of all, they could sing. So if you they made Lisa household name. Lisa was, oh my God. You know, you forgot about the Cult Jam because you didn't pay them no attention because all you was worried about was Lisa.
Lost in Emotion.
All that
second album, every song head to toe, Lost in every song on the second album
was a hit.
And Hell's Kitchen. The first, let the rhythm hit, like the first 4 on Hell's Kitchen is good.
Yeah.
Man, we might need to go do a Lisa.
We might have to.
His first 3 albums set up in the pantheon of the greats. When you, we'll leave that for another.
I can't argue with it because of the fact we know how much it influenced everything at the time. Because, they first 3 albums is certified. Every last
You had black people saying, "Can't say Rod, say Rod." We don't know what that means. I still don't know what the hell that means. I just say it though, because she said, "Can't say Rod, say Rod." I don't know what it's like. Sister Studio. I still don't know what the hell a Sister Studio is, but it sounds good.
But again, you got to remember who's singing it. And Phil Collins. Phil Collins can come to the picnic anytime. You already know that.
Don't even. Yeah. Another segment.
Phil Collins can come to the picnic at any time. We grew up with Phil Collins. You know what I'm saying? You know what made Phil Collins great? Miami Vice.
UB40, they got to invite.
They got to invite.
Bono in there.
Bono can come.
What was that? What's that?
YouTube can come and hang.
Got an invite for me.
They come at the barbecue too.
You know Hall and Oates. They was at the cookout when the cookout started.
I ain't lying.
They was the warm up. Yeah, they
Hall and Oates on the spade table. What's wrong with you?
Go. Hey, Hall and Oates, Michael McDonald, and who we got on the other side? Oh, I gotta put my girl in Square Bid and Tina Marie. We gotta put Tina Marie. We got our tape show. That's how DEI.
Look at we'll let Tina Marie make the potato salad.
There you go. That's how DEI take.
That's not a DEI hire. That is not a DEI hire. She can make the potato salad. That's how good we are. Now, my number 3. We so stupid. But anyway, my number 3, and Kelsey already brought him up, but I'm just gonna say this here and we can move on from it. Teddy Riley. My number 3 is Teddy Riley because of the fact Teddy Riley created a genre of music that is still everlasting. He created the New Jack Swing. And when that hit, the New Jack Swing is responsible for making a movie called New Jack City. And we was all hyped for that. Aaron Hall, baddest brother you ever want to see, sang his behind off and gave us so many hits over the years. Heavy D, Good Day, Mo D, you know. He gave us Bobby Brown, Every Little Step I Take. My prerogative. Teddy was, without Teddy, if you didn't have Teddy doing your stuff in the late 80s, early 90s, you ain't had a hit. I'll leave it at that.
True. I am with you. And when you said something that people don't really consider, he created a genre. New Jack Swing is his creation. It goes back, and Kelsey, you know this dude's name, Disco, the black dude from La Funk, who played he was the fault. He had every beat on the disco era. I forget his name. The black dude, you probably know him. He's a musician. But if you look him up, he was with David Bowie. He was in every disco arrangement or song. And he was part of a group named La Funk later on.
It was let's see. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, find that one out. But yes, T, the thing you said created a genre of music.
That's right.
And that is, it is, Barry White's song is what they credit as the first disco song, and it's actually a slower song. But they call it the first disco song.
Yeah, I know.
But then this dude, that dude who I'm talking, Nigel. His last name is Nigel.
Yeah.
Nigel.
You know it. He did. Just let your soul glow.
Everything. Yeah, Nigel, his last name, Nigel, whatever. But anyway, T, I agree. Yeah, TR. Just say TR and you're good.
No, let me see.
His last name is Nigel, I think.
I want to say it's Nigel Winters.
Nigel something. Damn, what's his name? Well, anyway, he came up with the concept because he said, if you know disco is a beat every second. Boom. You can't be off beat when you dance to disco because of the beat drops every second. And that's what it was made.
Yeah.
Nigel Ferris.
Nigel Ferris.
That's his name. Nigel. I'm spitting. I'm not going to repeat. This is yeah, I think Nigel Ferris. Nigel something.
Let me see. I'm thinking Nile Rodgers.
Nile Rodgers. That's it.
Might be there you go.
It's Nile Rodgers.
Yeah.
I deferred to the musician.
Yep. Yeah. Nile Rodgers plays on everything.
Oh, he produced with Beyonce. He produced some everybody.
That's who I'm talking about. But he said when they did the disco thing, it was a 2-hour thing about disco. And he came up with the concept, and that's why they put him on boom, 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 boom. You can't be off beat.
Hey, you really can't.
Yeah.
All right. Dave, who you got for number 3?
3 is, y'all know, I love my jazz. So 3 is a collection. 3 is Terrance Blanchard, Najee, and Branford Marsalis. Branford Marsalis was responsible for one of the greatest riffs on one of my favorite songs that I named my daughter after. Shanice, my daughter's name is Kiara Shanice. Her middle name comes from Shanice, and it comes from I Love Your Smile. When she says blow Branford, blow, that's Branford Marsalis you're listening to when she said, and Branford Marsalis from in the late 80s and 90s was on every soundtrack. Boys in every soundtrack.
Every soundtrack.
If you saw John Singleton, you saw Terrance Blanchard. So if you cats don't know who he is, you're higher learning, go look at your movie, listen to all of that. That's who it is. Again, I already told all of the Marsalises are good. Branford, they are like the Winans. There is a bunch of Marsalises, and all of them are musically inclined. And Najee is one of the smoothest cats with a sax. I gotta tell everybody, go get the Blue album. You want to put something on, get with your girl, get with your thing, go put on Najee Blue album. So that's my 3 for that. What was that? Number 4?
Number 3. Number 3. I would say this here about Branford Marsalis. If you just want laid back, get Mo Better Blues soundtrack.
Oh man, I can still play that.
He showed out. Oh, that was the soundtrack. If you was in the jazz,
you know, we need to do underrated soundtracks. You know what else?
We can do that.
Brooklyn soundtrack. Brooklyn is so underrated, man.
I got you. All right, Dave, who you got for number 3?
No, that was 3, wasn't it?
I mean, not you, Kelsey.
Well, I kind of did a two-headed monster here, and I'll take it way back. I'm gonna go with Curtis Mayfield and Parliament Funkadelic. They ain't got nothing to do with each other, but I had to throw them in there somewhere. I mean, with their production. I mean, you listen to Curtis Mayfield. He was an activist back in the day. Couldn't sing a lick, but hey, his production was. I mean,
who did Push Him?
What?
Curtis
Mayfield.
Okay, and you said he can't sing. Is him? That's him singing. Who's singing that bit?
Yeah. That's him. That's falsetto, pretty much.
I'm your mama. I'm your daddy.
Yeah.
I'm your sister.
Well, he wasn't known. He wasn't known as a singer. I put it that way.
Okay.
The makings of you people get ready. I mean, he just had so many
classics.
Superfly. And then you got Parliament Funkadelic on the other end. You know, Atomic Dog. I mean, that's all I got to say for Parliament.
Look at.
I mean, those two together. I mean,
mine is Flashlight.
Flashlight.
Flashlight is my Parliament. Flashlight.
P-Funk.
Yeah.
P-Funk.
Yes.
With Bootsy.
Man, when I saw them niggas drop down in that diaper, man.
Hey, they put a show on, man.
Look at.
They put a show on.
The little known fact, because only you got to be a music head to understand this here, that the Atomic Dog, when it came out in 1983, was the only song to break Michael Jackson hold on number 1, because Michael Jackson was going back and forth on number 1 between Beat It and Billie Jean. When Atomic Dog came out, Atomic Dog went straight to number 1. And as we know, for those of our brothers that are for Omega Sci-Fi, I mean, y'all take it to a different level. And then at the same time, you know, when you hear it, there's no you cannot not dance when you hear Atomic Dog. And then after I just found out recently is that the first part of the song is played backwards. I'm like, how high do you have to be to make your beat?
Genius, man. It's a genius. If you think about it. And that's one of those ones, when it come on, you already know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
The first two beats, you know what it is.
But if you think about it, all the Parliament songs like that, you know, when you hear the first few bars, you like, oh, okay.
With funk, because people don't realize they sounded alike. But from the first two bars, I could tell you if it's a barcade, if it's a confunction, if it's a vault man. You could, if you know music like the funk, because you would know, just know they all drop different,
right?
They and you're like, and I choose them three because them to me are the three biggest funk, like Machines, Barcade, Lakeside too,
Lakeside in there too,
their little brother too.
Yeah. I mean, because really, you think about it, they the ministers of funk. Honestly, you couldn't, because they, some people try to throw the Commodores and try to throw Earth, Wind, and Fire in that. It's not. Commodores and Earth, Wind, and Fire really are part of
a different category.
R&B.
And they made funk songs, but they not funk people.
Right.
Funk. Yeah, right.
Funk make you ugly in the face. That's the thing, and that's what Parliament did. That's what the barcades by themselves, y'all. You cannot be the barcades, Parliament, the Ohio Players, the Daz Band,
the Daz,
because Joystick.
Oh, I love that. That's why I smile. Yes.
Joystick will forever. Joystick and Let It Whip. Both. You can't do nothing with either one of them two. You put them on and anybody cook out. And everybody gonna remember where they was when they heard that, man. Let It Whip. You put Let It Whip on, people gonna lose their mind. All right.
My favorite from that era was Raid. That
was
mine.
Hey, that's Lakeside.
Yeah, that was my jam. That's still my jam.
Look here, I'm gonna tell you, my jam from Lakeside was "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
That's a good one too. I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yes, sir. "I Want to Hold Your Hand" was a jam there.
Well, I know it's the radio one, but still, Fantastic Boy is just because I love the breakdown when they say, "Come on, take a ride, a party over here." It ain't no. I like, So Fantastic Boy.
Just sail along.
Just sail along.
See, that was when they were still making music. You know what I mean? Not this crap we listen to now. That there was music. You play that kind of stuff right there.
Live instrumentation.
Yes, sir.
Live instrumentation too.
You was somebody then. All right.
Yeah.
My number 2. And Kelsey brought this up a little earlier, but I'm gonna take it a step farther. Dr. Dre is my number 2. And the reason why Dr. Dre is my number 2 is Dr. Dre, I don't think he's ever did anything wrong, bro. Honestly.
You just wait forever, but he'll get you right. But
he's a perfectionist, though. That is his biggest problem. Dre is a perfectionist. And it gotta be right before he let it go. And I honestly want to hear some of the stuff that he didn't put to the side because he don't like it because it ain't right. Because one of the things I've come to realize about Dre, when Dre really is into it, like The Chronic, or this is how you know Dre is great. Okay. Doggy Style to this day has songs that you have to sit there and you got to be like, Dre is eating this song. The Shiznit is one of the greatest beats of all time. And letting Snoop just do what he do and don't stop him. But I'm gonna even take it a little further. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Listen at the song. Don't listen to the words. Listen at the song.
So my West Coast Mix 3 for those who want to download it.
Bruh. Dre is on a different level. Before You Turn Out the Lights was his earliest hit. Now, you like, okay. Remember, he put R&B at a different level at that point by what he did on that song. Everybody had to follow Dre at that point. Because Timex Social Club and all them start copying Dre's sound at that point. How do rumors get started? But that was because of Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre has given us Eminem, who I know some people don't agree with this, but one of the greatest rappers of all time, because M can rap his behind off. He's given us 50 Cent. He's given us the great Snoop Dogg. Mary J's career has blossomed because of that. I mean, he gave us a young Ice Cube, and we knew from the time we heard Straight Outta Compton we knew Q was a star. There was no
Mhm.
think about all the people that Dre has brought out, and you knew they was a star automatically as soon as you heard them on a verse. Because
Or
go
even
back
not
to
even that.
Deep
You
Cover,
look at you
because
listen.
Snoop, when you heard Snoop, you already knew he a star.
That's
But you
still
gotta
his
listen to
best
the locals
rapping
though.
performance. When you go
Yeah.
lyrical, Deep Cover is still his best
Mhm.
lyrical song. The way that's still to this day his best lyric and Deep Cover. So for me, Dre came into his own hip hop wise. One song, Always Into Something. When he introduced that, that's the
For
first
DLC.
time you hear that will become the signature of pretty much every West Coast. But when Always Into
Mhm.
Something and the first, and he uses that now and everything. You'll hear that
Yeah.
pretty much from out.
Mhm.
But Always Into Something, just the beat
Mhm.
and the introduction of that, it flipped hip hop and it defined the West Coast sound for the rest pretty much of the decade. The haunting beats,
Yeah.
the deep
The
bass.
fader.
Yeah,
Yeah, the fader.
and just that, and then you said the other one. Deep Cover is musically and lyrically one of the best songs ever laid on
Yeah.
what is nothing like a hungry rapper.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
Illmatic is the classic that it is. And you know, if you listen, I
Mhm.
listened to Nas when he did his last album for Sony, and he
Mhm.
did his story, and he said
Mhm.
he only could get on the mic when R didn't show up, meaning Rakim. He go
Right.
through the whole thing about his come up. When you are
Mhm.
that hungry and you are behind people like that, and then
Mhm.
you know nobody, and then it was Search. People don't realize Nas was found. You
Yeah.
know,
Search.
Yeah.
Search,
Yeah.
Search.
Search got it.
third base. If you don't know,
Yeah.
the Gas Face, it's a hip
Yeah.
hop classic.
Yeah.
But
MC Search.
anyway,
Yeah.
he took it, and it's nothing like a rapper's first when they hungry. DMX,
Mhm.
all of them. It's just the hunger. Even America's Most. Q wanted to prove he didn't need the machine of Dre and the rest of NWA. So that's why
Hold
Deep
up. Hold up.
Cover, he was just hungry, man.
Hold up. With Cube though. Cube did. I mean, he was great. But when they poked the sleeping bear, man, and they came back with
But this
was
was the
it
thing.
with Benedict Arnold, and then they came out with no
Look at
Hey,
it.
but
Cube came out with no
No
Vaseline.
Vaseline
No
is the
Vaseline.
second best diss song ever.
That's it. That
No
was
No
all it is.
Vaseline,
Vaseline is
bruh.
just like hit 'em up. You ain't got to
Yeah.
guess who he
Yeah.
talking about.
Nope.
You ain't got to good. Hey, Easy
They
E,
started it.
broomstick, fix your asshole perfect. The dude, he said stuff. You got a white telling you what to do. The dude went ballistic.
I'll put it like this. Yellow said when they heard the beat, even though they were mad, Yellow said he couldn't do nothing but laugh.
Bruh.
He knew they lost.
Bruh.
He knew they lost.
But
What he
this
say
is
about Yellow? He said we just bought you along.
we just brought you
Yeah,
along. That's all that
that's
was.
it.
That's
That's
all
it.
Yellow ever was. That's all he ever was. The
Yellow
thing
said at
that
that
tripped
point
me out,
the beef was over.
the thing that tripped me out about this was, and the movie was true to it. He didn't say anything about him on America's Most Wanted. America's Most Wanted was banger after banger after banger, and everybody
Mhm.
knew it. And
Mhm.
they came out with 100 miles of running. Should have never said
Mhm.
nothing about it. And
Mhm.
then you got what you got. And
Some death certificate. And
bruh,
he was
that
on his
Yeah. Death
dean.
certificate.
He had just
Mhm.
turned, with dean, Muslim, all that. And he
Mhm.
was ready to roll. And like I said, it is the second best diss song ever outside of Hit 'Em Up. You didn't need
Yeah.
to guess. You didn't need
Nope.
to know. He said subliminals, because my other thing with New York rappers, they're just each other, but it's so subliminal
yeah,
that
you got
you got to kind of try to figure it out. No, not with them two.
Mhm.
Hit them
nope.
up, and then
No.
what's that? And then now we include Not Like Us. And
Yeah.
Oh
then you gotta figure out who they talking about.
Yeah. They now one thing I'm gonna say about the West Coast, and I'm gonna be real about it. They have embraced when it comes to battle rapping. They have
Mhm.
embraced the true meaning of hip hop because they are here. They are like LL on 100, and LL is the greatest diss rapper. Because LL has
You
destroyed
can't
for
call
real.
LL. You can't. Yeah, I'm about to say you can't call him disc rap. You call him a career destroyer. That's what
Well,
he did.
yeah, okay, career destroyer because LL has destroyed careers now. But now I'm gonna tell you something. That little 5 foot something from out of South Central LA right now. I don't even want to talk to him.
Hey, yeah, me either. Because that album is in my top 8 now,
Bro.
And it's making its way to my top. The whole album is dog. I don't even want to. I can't because if I play that shit, I ain't listening to nothing else for the rest of the day.
Dave, I'm telling you,
man,
that boy.
Oh,
I can't wait to Sunday because I just want to see what he gonna do because he is on something else.
Man,
you start with him. He don't stop.
Oh my, squabble up, whacked out.
He does not
I'm not Luther. It is such a because it's owed to us Gen X. Because like you said, we the generation that just don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he rock, man, dog, you can't put that on and not, man, squabble up just make me. You got the music, it makes you dance, man.
This
boom, 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 boom.
Everything this boy, I told Kelsey the other night because I sent him something about it. I said this boy diabolical, boy, because this boy right now, everything he do is directly at Drake, and it's like
he's petty.
I mean, petty ain't even a word, boy. You ain't got to do what you doing.
Mm-hmm.
But he is beating on Drake to make Drake say ouch, and until Drake say ouch, he gonna continue because I'll guarantee you Sunday he gonna do stuff directly at Drake.
He already said ouch.
Yeah,
he already said ouch. He got a lawsuit out there. He already said ouch.
Look at
that's not ouch. I don't know what it is.
No, look at when you show up to the Grammy in a Canadian tuxedo, you take home 5 Grammys because of a song that ain't even on an album. I mean, you know what I mean? That's just a song that you put out.
Nope.
And you already know. And people were low-key dissing GNX. And I'm like, for what? Because you already knew it was a hit. And then he bringing along this little girl. This little girl that's a genius, but she in her own mind. And for some reason, when she's with him, she gets out of her mind and she gets into another body and she goes crazy because there is no way you are supposed to make music this good with a rapper and an R&B singer. You can't do nothing with them, man.
And Gen
X
is so unapologetically West Coast. I love how it's so unapologetically West Coast. I mean, it take you back to them. Yeah, like I said, man, that dude, right, that album right there. Yeah, I don't even want to get on it because I start getting tears in my eye. Dude rap for 5 minutes. Something you can't find nobody to do no more. On Whacked Out Mirror, he made Snoop apologize. Dog, you are hitting rarefied shit right now, and you don't even talk. And that's the ones I like. He ain't the Mac in the, he ain't what they call, he ain't the chump in the front, he the Mac in the back.
Right.
And Mustard, and listening to how Mustard shopped that beat around for Not Like Us and Squabble Up, and nobody wanted it. And K-Dot lyrically, and man,
look here, bro.
Yeah. We was on 2. Was we on 2?
We was on 2. Yeah. But look here, you gotta acknowledge greatness when you see it, and that's the thing. Now, first of all, let's just talk about this. You shouldn't have never went at him in the first place. There was no need. You was in your lanes. You should have stayed in your lane. But see, you wanted to pick a fight. You wanted to pick a fight.
All he had to do. If he just did what Cole did.
No, I don't like that.
No. Let me tell you.
When you called out, you got to come out.
Cole knew.
Cole was smart.
Cole knew that he had awakened when he heard him on what's called. He already knew we didn't mess around and we didn't did the wrong thing. Let me get out this right now because this man ain't gonna destroy my career. Because Jermaine Cole, I got you, you slid back because you didn't go back at him, but at the same time, you still top 3. You still top 3. I had to put the God MC back at number 2, man. I had to put the God MC back at number 2.
Yeah, I think I just really feel in my spirit. Him and Kendrick had a conversation off to the side. Kendrick said, "Look, man, this ain't about you. Just stand back. Let me go ahead and do what I got to do. I know that's your boy, but I'm gonna do what I got to do." You don't want to be a casualty in this.
Bruh.
I like Cole too, but he slipped back because when you get called out, you got to come out.
Yeah, he slipped back.
I still love him. Again, you still top 3. You're right, T. But you slide back because in the end, you're not going to win every fight. Like you said, you got.
Did he really call Cole out though?
You just got to come out and we say no.
He didn't really call Cole out, but Cole
he just said it ain't no top 3. It's just me.
It's just me. Hey, you can't go there, baby. You can't go there. Yeah. You know, you can't go there. Okay, it ain't about them streams. It ain't. Look at, bro. Me and you had the argument last year. Who is the greatest lyrical rapper going today? And we all said Kendrick. He just done solidified it more so than anything. For me to say you in front of the God MC, you got to be somebody. Because the God MC is.
Which God MCing are you doing? Because I don't know if we're talking about
Rakim. There's only one God MC. I don't go with Nas. I don't follow that. I don't follow that line. I understand. I give Nas his respect for what he is, but you ain't beating Rakim.
Oh, no. Oh, Rakim, and I also about to flip on you. I have to respectfully disagree. No. Oh, Rakim is number 1 always.
Well,
that is God body to me. Now, I love K-Dot to death. It's different eras, but it's like what you grew up with, right? It's going to be at certain points, like they say, when you were a kid or when you were defined. And Raw, you know me and Raw and the person I'm a man. Raw is my man. Raw is my man. He gonna be number 1. K-Dot is number 1 in the new generations of things. I just think that like with Raw and KR, like Raw KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane, it's just like I was going back and listening because I was sending y'all the mixes, and I was listening to the first one I put on there, the one that I mixed with the West Coast thing.
You did Rapture. You did Step Into My World.
Well, that's the shit too. No, this way it's off the first album. I think very deeply.
Oh, yeah.
In 4 minutes, a teacher is about to speak.
Criminal Minded.
I went back and listened and how to break down and how he says in 4 minutes, a teacher. And then you go back and listen like 5 minutes of Funk by Houdini. They actually count down numerically. And it's right. You get what I'm saying, man? You go back and listen to some of them, just the things, and it's right. But when Ross said, when he talked about his birth in the ghetto through the eye of a needle, that just the complexity and the deepness.
The lyrics.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And to be that lyrical when it was just starting.
Early in the game.
Yeah, that 85, 86 to be that. For him, BDP and Kane to just be that lyrical to start out. Because I was listening to the rap for Kane the other day. He don't stop rapping. Coming over yours. He says coming over your circumference. Who rhymes for fucking circumference?
Kane. Kane.
So to put it in a nutshell for you, I think it's like this. When we were young, rap was new. It is what made us, I guess, gravitate towards it. So you're always going to be loyal to those guys, that crew. So yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. You had your Rakim, you had your KRS-One and Big Daddy. So yeah, I agree 100% on that. So that's what it is, because you got the new age. And Antonio, I know you're gonna say something about this, but we'll say that for another day. Our era was Michael Jordan. These new kids, they didn't have access to Michael Jordan, even though they got film on it. All they see and know is LeBron. So that's why that debate is here.
And I always tell people too, hip hop. Yeah. Like my mom, hip hop wasn't even around with my mom, and I already told you what my mom used to say. Why are you listening to somebody talking over a record? That was the worst thing to them was hip hop.
Yeah.
So I equate that. I have my hip hop. My sons are now grown and older. They know about rock because I play it and all that. But again, they don't need to be me. I don't want them to be me. They got their own genre that they need to develop, whatever that may be. And I ain't got to like it because one, I'm not a music buying. I'm not that audience anymore. It is for them and their audience. And so for that, if they like it, it's a taste that they like and have acquired. It's not for me to judge. It's to me, it's just an evolution. Whether it's forward or backward, it's evolved into something for them. And it's not for me. My era stopped in 2005, and I'm fine with that. Shit stopped for me in 2000s. After Blow the Whistle, hip hop stopped for me. I'm serious. Hip hop stopped for me. And then I get gems every now again. I get a Cole, right? I get a K Dot. I get a I used to like this cat from California. Big Cat sounded like Biggie, called something. I forgot his name. You know, you get the something like, and you get these one-offs that I still, I listen and I like. JID. I like this cat named JID from Atlanta. Right? So there's still, but that hip-hop is not. I gotta find gems now because I'm not gonna get. I stopped, and now it's for them, and they do what they do. Like I hate Afro beats, but somebody like it because it's played a lot on the radio.
For sure.
This boy is waging a war against Afro beats,
and because he's trying to take off my hip hop, and that's what I got a problem with.
All right, so who you got for number 2 Afro beats?
Primo, you already did yours. I don't know.
All right,
my number 2.
You got anything else to add to that?
No, as you said, started. The sound. He's still doing it. He do a lot of underground. He do one-off stuff. Primo, and I want to tie Primo too with the other one because I look at that like to me they the Jazzy Jeff. Them two are like is that when you hear them, and they are hip hop. It's just it's like I told when I turned 50, Tip took me to the Taste of New York concert. They had it in Climate Pledge with Wu, Nas, and all of them. And man, it was a bang. And I love how Meth ended. He said, "We all over 50. We about to end this at 11 o'clock. Thank you.
There you go.
I need to go to bed. I mean, Meth, I need to go to bed." But yeah, that it's hip hop, and that was just a hip hop concert. And that is what them two are to me, is hip hop. So that's it. Yeah, Primo, Jeff, my man's in there.
All right. Kelsey, who you got?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go here. It's controversy, but the brother's great, man. I'm gonna go with R.Kelly on production. I mean, you can't beat it, man. I mean, for as much as trouble he's been in, I mean, the boy's a musical genius. So I mean, I'm gonna just leave it at this. Trapped in the Closet, 25 chapters, man.
No, man. That ain't even his best work, man. Let's just be real. I didn't put him on the list just because I know we acknowledge him. Prince, and now I know y'all gonna put Face on there somewhere, but him and Prince are on a different plane of existence.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah.
Okay. Kel, bruh, from the first time you heard Kels, you already knew this is something different and this is gonna take over the world. I'm telling you right now, the Red album by itself is the reason why I got a 25-year-old daughter. I'm just gonna say that and keep it at that. Half on a Baby is so good.
You can't even put in Half on a Damn Baby. Half on a Baby is so damn good that you would Half on a Baby too.
I did, and I'm not lying. I did. It resonated so. One thing about Kels could take everything that you probably thought of in your mind and he could put it down on music. That was the thing that you loved about him. And the thing about it was it made sense. Because honestly, if you think about the song, one of the dumbest songs he's ever made is "You Remind Me of My Jeep." But then when you think about it, that's about right. That's how you thought about it.
But see, that was the genius of R.Kelly. If you break it down, I know we talked about it before. R.Kelly had very simple songs. For him, I think for me, just breaking music down, the sonics behind it. Sonically, I mean, everything related. You could relate to it. You had just 4 major chords. He might have thrown a minor in there every once in a while, but it's the rhythm, the pattern, the sonics behind it. And like you said, if you got a good beat, he could say anything. The man could sing, so he could say anything, and we gonna like it. I mean, that's it. So I mean, he had a formula, and it worked. It worked to the T.
It worked. So, it worked to death because look. Let me just put it on like this here. Bump and Grind, the original version, not the remix, the original version of Bump and Grind. If you actually listen to it long enough, it's gonna make you want to bump and grind. That is just how good that song is, you know. And it started the revolution because what it did, because that was on 12 play, and what it did after
house
that,
music in the 90s.
There was not no stopping after that because he hit you with bump and grind, then he come back and hit you in the head with what's the one off of what you call it? I Can't Sleep.
That's my baby.
He hit you with Temperatures Rising. Boy, come on, man. Diamond in Players Club. Come on, bro. That right there, I mean, that it made you mad when you went to the strip club after that, because you ain't dancing like Diamond. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's just his influence during that time. You got to think about it. I mean, you know, if we say like for Boys to Men, you know, it goes production, it goes a little bit deeper than that. Boys to Men had everybody wearing the cut off, the short jeans, the suit jacket, and the tie. But you think about R.Kelly. How many people say they have trying to be like R.Kelly? Just copying that style, man. I mean, Aaron Hall, like other musicians, he got in a beef with Aaron Hall because Aaron Hall figured, you know, he stole from him. You know, he got into it with Trey Songz, a lot of other people, man, just because everybody's trying to bite his style.
Now, Trey Songz was biting R.Kelly now. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
Trey Songz thought he was R.Kelly. Avant thought he was
beef with Cisco.
Okay.
Look at his influence. I mean, because he had a formula that would work. I mean, it worked for decades, man. So,
it's still working. It's still working. If look at it. I just want some of that unreleased stuff that Kale's got, because I know it's like Prince. When he put it out, it's gonna be a hit. You already know it.
And the other thing about it too, he paid homage to the guys that were before him. You think about Ron Isley. I mean, tribute to Marvin Gaye, stuff like that. I mean, he wasn't there, but I mean, you think about it, he took all of that. He was a student. He was a student. You could tell he had a gift. So.
Look at the remix of Down Low is a classic, because at the end, you didn't hear nobody else begging like that except Lenny Williams, and he the only person that could sound like that. Yeah. I don't want to never find no woman that like Lenny had, because that woman, I don't know what she had, because you know, maybe you've never been in love like I've been in love before.
But you think about it too, in that first album, Sadie. Come on, man. What he did with
Sadie. Man.
Yeah. Early one Sunday morning. All right, number one. All right.
Let me go ahead and get mine. Get out the way.
Get yours and get it.
I don't want to even do it in. I don't even want to do it in any injustice. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And Dave, I'm gonna go ahead and let you handle it. Babyface, go for it.
There it is. That's my number one too.
Go ahead. Go for it. Go ahead. I'm not even gonna say anything.
The deal, everything. It is the soundtrack. He is the soundtrack to my life. The first 4 albums, any album he still make is Babyface is 80s to 93 ruled the music scene. He produced for everybody. End of the road, like we was just talking about. It's no crime. The Tender Lover album, you can put on the 4 fast songs and the 4 slow songs and roll with it. And Never Telling Secrets.
Never keep a secret, never telling lies. Yeah.
Yes. The one you just said with the Quincy Jones with Tamia. Play a little Babyface and get in the mood. And then he jump on there and sing when somebody giving him homage on the record. Babyface, Lafachi, like I said before, you don't have Organized Noize, Outkast, and the rest of them, Dallas Austin, TLC, all the people that we kind of named from the Atlanta scene has hit the studios of Lafachi Records at one point or another. So yes, Kels, Babyface number one.
And I'm gonna add this to it too. I'm gonna add this part to it. You gotta realize too the power of Babyface himself. Babyface was so powerful. Like I think it was last year, early part of last year, he was on tour with Anita Baker.
Yes.
Babyface was so good, she kicked him off the tour. I'm gonna leave it at that.
His songs with Karen White, Always with him and Pebble. I mean, these are just him and Karen White. He just got the Superwoman by Karen White.
After 7.
There you go. After 7. I bought that first album 3 times. Yes.
The song on Soul Food with KC and his brothers and them, man.
And the whole Soul Food soundtrack is produced by him.
Well, yeah, the whole Soul Food album was about it. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this about Babyface.
It's Mr. Edmonds. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
He is by far. You cannot take anything away from him. He gave me one of my favorite artists, which is Miss Toni Braxton. He also was responsible for the greatest, I call it the greatest movie soundtrack of all time, which is Boomerang. Toni Braxton, bruh, I know her sister tries her best, but you ain't Toni. I'm sorry.
For him to produce,
Love Should Have Brought You Home Last Night is a classic.
For him to get with Q-Tip and Hot Sex on the Platter, Hot Sex on the Platter, dude. For him to have that and get with Q and produce that,
he brought back Shalimar together so they could do with LL. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, and Jody Watley and Howard Hughes can't stand each other, bro.
Yes.
And that's a shame because honestly, I mean, Shalimar is royalty, but it is what it is. What you got there, Coop?
The backstroke, the back,
I just want y'all to know, SZA's biggest hit, Snooze. Babyface co-wrote that.
Say it again.
Babyface co-wrote Snooze for SZA.
See, your girl even got a song by Face.
Bruh, look here. Again, when you that talented, honestly, okay, because I know she crazy. I'll tell anybody. I know she crazy, y'all. But that craziness works for her. And the thing about it is, she's not really crazy. She has a deficiency where you look at it, she don't believe she is as great as she is, which is a good thing in some points. But it handcuffs her because she's a perfectionist.
Face tapped into that and they came out with that.
But I'm saying though, but she's a perfectionist.
Face tapped into that.
But bruh, everything that she has made since she has been singing has been great. And the thing is, she is on a level now by herself that you already know, okay, the anticipation for anything that she's going to do is almost mind-numbing because of the fact you already know it's going to be a hit. And then now, just like I told you the other week, because watch how big she blow up after Sunday because she's going to be in a spotlight she's never been in before. She's big, she's worldwide. But she's finna go to a different level because what they're gonna do on Sunday, and then, like I told you, she has this chemistry that nobody else can duplicate, and she has this kindred. She has this communication with Travis Scott that nobody can duplicate. They make great music together, and it is almost unfair. The only people that probably could rival that is when Jay and Beyonce are right and they are making their normal hits. You know what I mean? And that says a lot. But my number one goes along with what y'all got with Babyface. It's just not Babyface because I put Babyface in a different. He's on that spear with Kels and Prince. I put him in a different. I put Organized Noize as number one only because, and the reason why I say only because Ray, Sleepy, and Rico is the soundtrack to my life.
Yeah.
I would not. Everything revolves around Andre 3000, Big Boy, CeeLo Green, Cujo Goody, Timo Goody, Big Gip, Big Rude, Rich Doctor, Cool Breeze. Yes, sir. Future. Because
maybe not Future, but he's part of that tree.
He's part of the tree. Hey, but the thing is though, Killer Mike.
Killer Mike.
There is everything. Let's look at LaFace as a whole. everything that LaFace put out made you feel some type of way. You know what I mean? TLC is the biggest girl group ever. You know what I mean? You do Outkast and Goody Mob. That hadn't been duplicated since. You can't duplicate it because you can't put that kind of a group together and think that it's going to work, because it's not. Lyrically or production wise, or
you can't duplicate it because you can't do it because of CeeLo Green. That fella is underrated, big time.
CeeLo is what he is, man.
He's another crazy one, but he's very underrated.
He's great. He's great. You know, you think about it, LaFace ruled from about 90. LaFace and So Def ruled the music world for all of the 90s. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And continue to. Right now, if Andre 3000 did 3 bars, everybody would go crazy just because it's Andre. You know what I mean? Killer Mike is still to this day doing what he do. Big Boy. Sometimes go back and listen to that Kryptonite. Sometimes you don't need Big Boy to get on nobody's stuff, man. Because sometimes Big Boy just go. Big Boy can go. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing, though. He held Outkast down in the beginning. Now, when Trick was different, but I mean, pound for pound, they were a perfect duo because they complemented each other so well. I mean, I know Dre get all of it because he's a mystery, but you can't slight Big Boy. Big Boy is very good.
The first album, Southern Playalistic, the first album that was Big Boy at his finest. Dre took over.
One thing I'll say about that though, that was Big Boy at his finest, but the best verse on that album, CeeLo.
Yeah, of course.
So, get up, get out.
Which one?
Get up, get out and get something. So
You know, CeeLo.
Yeah.
But CeeLo lined you up because you knew when the Goody Mob album was gonna come out, you already knew it was gonna be fire. And then I mean, they bust you in the head with cell therapy, and I mean, we can. You hear the beginning of cell therapy, and you lose your mind, and it's like, and that thing is 30 years old.
What that is, yeah.
It's 30 years old, and you still when you hear, and nobody has been able to duplicate that in 30 years because you can't do it. Now, we got all our top 10s. I will put one that we didn't bring up at all because on my honorable mentions, I did say Dupree, Jermaine Dupree, Dallas Austin, Curtis Mayfield, Gamble, and Huff. There is no R&B in the 70s if Gamble and Huff is not doing the production. Okay, they had everybody. Okay, and they are good. I don't never think did they ever make a terrible song. It's some people you really got to sit there and be like, did y'all make a terrible song ever? And you really have to think like, nah, because if you go back and get old albums and listen at them, the song, case in point, we talked about the Barge last week. The Barge biggest songs are the songs that they didn't release. A Dream has been sampled by everybody. But
Time Will Reveal. I don't remember Time Will Reveal being released.
It wasn't released. If you had the album, you had it. Yeah, if you had the album, you had it. And then I sent this out the other night because, and just so happened we was talking about this the other day. But it was the opening scene of when we got to meet Show Nuff in The Last Dragon. Am I the prettiest? Am I the meanest?
Am I the best?
Show Nuff needs a standalone movie by himself so we can figure out how he got the glow. Because honestly, you know what I mean?
He have no standalone Show Nuff movie. He dead.
Well, I mean, we find somebody look like it.
Yeah, this is the Last Dragon.
You know, we all look alike. You know what I mean? We find somebody look like it.
Hey, that truly was The Last Dragon. We ain't getting none of that no more. He gone.
No. But you do need a standalone. Do you know how many of us will line up and go see that if we had a standalone Show Nuff movie?
I know, man.
Yeah.
That's just like
y'all like kick me out the show for this, but Buster could do it.
No.
put a wig on Busta Rhymes and let him lose about 50 pounds.
Buster years ago probably could have did it. Not now.
Yeah, that was saying lose about 50, 60 pounds.
Yeah, not now.
He can do
it. I'm quite sure you could find somebody, but just to be the Shogun of Harlem, I mean, bro, you can't beat that, man. You can't even get a movie like that no more.
Sam Jackson.
What is Sam gonna do, man?
Put on that curly kid wig like a Soul Glow. He can throw in a Soul Glow wig, and you can't tell me he can't be showing off if he throwing that. Actually, he just wear the same damn wig he wore in Pulp Fiction. There you go. Fiction, yeah. You can take his Pulp Fiction character, take off the suit, and you got showed off.
Well, you know what? That's another show unto itself because let's just be real about this here. Is Sam Jackson, not Denzel, is Sam Jackson the greatest black actor of all time?
Yeah.
Because think about it.
The biggest catalog.
Denzel is the greatest
black actor.
Volume-wise and character actor. Yeah.
Because think about it like this here.
I say Sam is the greatest character actor. Denzel is the greatest actor.
Most of your favorite videos or your movies, Sam is in it.
Sam in everything.
It's just the sheer volume. Yeah.
Sam is in everything.
I mean, even Goodfellas, which is one of my favorite movies.
But if you think about it, Sam, every time Sam has been in a movie, it's been a memorable scene. It has never not been a memorable scene. Denzel is Denzel, man. But Sam has been in literal movies for 5 minutes and stole the show, man.
Coming to America.
I can never forget Sam because every time I come home, Rick Belton always say, hey, you want to see Gator do that dance, mama? Don't make me smoke the TV. And Rick get to doing that little, you know how he do. Yeah. So I never can forget that because every time I come home, I see the Gator dance.
Yeah.
And look here, and he don't get the credit he deserved for that role, man, because he played.
Yeah.
Mama, I smoked the TV.
And this is the thing. Out of that
movie. Hey, the way he say it.
Out of that movie. Now think about that movie now. Jungle Fever has heavy hitters. Who stole the show?
Yeah.
In Juice. Who stole the show? Sam stole the show in Juice. I mean, come on, bro.
Django.
It's Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson.
Haven't
you seen my movies?
Yeah.
Like I say, haven't you
never
seen my movies? A shark ate me.
Now he could probably do it. Dave Chappelle could probably play last.
Yeah, now Dave probably could do it for real. Dave probably could.
Except, man, I watched his SNL thing. His energy ain't there no more. He missing his energy now, and I don't know. It just ain't the same energy.
Well,
he's more of a storyteller now.
Yeah, he has to have a seat and and a mic, and he's older. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
He
he's the same age we is.
No, for him, I'm talking about like being older, where he's matured out of a show enough role. Like he's more of a commentator on society.
Well,
he's like that kind of person. He not. Yeah, it's just because he did the if you watch SNL, he did the haters, and it just ain't had the energy.
It wasn't the same
way. It just didn't have the energy. Yeah.
But the thing about the haters, you need Charlie Murphy, man. Charlie Murphy was responsible for a lot of the laughs in the Chappelle show that you didn't realize Charlie Murphy was responsible for.
I love how he's shaking the haters.
Yeah. Buck Nasty. You needed Buck Nasty, man. You know what I'm saying? It was one thing to be there with Silky, but you needed Buck Nasty with him. The thing about Dave is a storyteller now because honestly, out of that whole monologue, the funniest part when you're talking about Diddy, that thing had me dying on that one. But the thing is, man, I think every great comedian goes through that. Because look at Eddie now. I don't think Eddie's still funny. But Eddie tells stories now. Eddie'll have you dying laughing, man. And Eddie he pretty much got like Charlie. He be dead serious when he telling the story. And that used to be what made Charlie great, because Charlie would say whatever and didn't laugh. And that's what made you laugh, because like when Charlie said, Rick was a habitual line stepper, and I'm like, that's funny as I don't know what, bro. But you ain't laughing. A
Prince
habitual
basketball.
line stepper, man.
Oh man,
Wrong.
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. So we got this together. Um, Pretty good list, I would say. Pretty consistent between all of us. We know, as you can tell, we love our music. That's the biggest thing you can get out of this. We love our music. Our music is what makes us what we are. And one thing about it, we tell the truth about music. Don't matter who it is, what it is. If we love it, we love it. Again, Hall & Oates is one of my greats. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Michael McDonald and the Dupree brothers are one of my favorites. Kenny Loggins.
Footloose.
Footloose. Hey, Footloose was a hit. I don't care what nobody say.
Sunday shoes.
Uh,
Yeah.
the thing about it is what we try to enlighten folks on the platform is look at a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Don't pigeonhole yourself in one particular genre. Because I'll tell anybody, if I could find somebody that would go with me, Metallica is in Charlotte in May at the Panther Stadium, and I sure want to go. But I just don't want, I don't want to go by myself, and there ain't nobody else I know that's going to enjoy Metallica the way I'm going to enjoy it, just because I give them boys much credit. Much credit.
Yeah.
Them boys have always been good.
Man. That's my shit right there. Into the Sandman.
Yeah. But when you think of heavy metal, I mean, there are some groups that did heavy. Look here, this is gonna sound crazy, but I actually used to like Motley Crue. I mean, come on.
I like Twisted Sister.
The
I
Crue
like Twisted
did.
Sister. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, because like I told you, the 80s, because of the top 40, it afforded you to listen to different. Like everything, I got to give it up to Casey Kasem. Casey
Kasem,
yeah, invented somewhere. It came on the Big DM. I don't care what station, Big DM. With your the top 40 came. It came on 11, 12 o'clock on Sunday, just depending, right? And you had your comment, and so you heard things that you just normally now would not hear because you stuck in your genres. But you're right, Katrina and the Waves, your Manic Monday, 99 Red Balloons. We got that because it was just, you heard it as part of waiting for what was number one or what was the top 40 for the weekend. It was all together. So I actually got to say, Casey Kasem and that top 40 and bringing that really helped our minds really broaden when it came to music. Because now music is, you are in your lane.
Exactly. You in your lane. That's far as you is. And I'll be honest with this here too. The other thing that helped us besides Casey Kasem, MTV. Because once we were able to get cable, we got a chance to see a diversity that we wasn't used to seeing. Because we still could go to BET to watch what we wanted to watch. But if you watch MTV when MTV actually used to play videos, that's what got us. That's why we used to love to watch the Grammys, because we knew everything that was out there.
Yeah.
We knew, I know this person. Like some of these people that won Grammys Sunday night, I ain't never heard none of that stuff. Just because I don't see it. It's not the type stuff I'm gonna be like, I need to listen to this. No, if you're not,
you remember like what Taco Putting on the Ritz.
Yeah,
that was a song. Remember putting on the Ritz.
That was a hit.
That was and it was that kind of. And what was the Rock Me Amadeus? Rock Me Amadeus.
Rock Me Amadeus was a hit.
Yeah, and so you had that kind of thing that it just, you was exposed, and people really don't realize. Like She Blinded Me with Science. Blinded Me with Science. A lot of that is your basis to all the hip hop songs you're actually listening to.
Yeah.
A Daft Punk. Kanye brought Daft Punk back. The flapper, all of that stuff. If people really Weird Science, remember that?
Yeah.
That's the basis of every hip hop. So all of those songs are the basis of every hip hop song you're listening to.
That's, like I say, we came along at the right time where it opened our minds to everything. So we wasn't just, we grew up with Young Madonna. You know what I mean? Young Madonna was a trip.
Was that Luca? Meet Me in the Store.
Yeah.
Belinda Carlisle. We had Belinda
Carlisle. Yeah.
Yeah. You had a lot of our man Rick Springfield.
Yeah.
Made an album and went and filmed General Hospital the next
Yeah.
day. How you beat Rick Springfield? Rick Springfield makes a hit and then say, screw it, I'm gonna go to General Hospital.
I'm gonna go to General Hospital. Yeah.
It was just different. And Rick Springfield actually had rock hits. It wasn't like he was one of the ones that was trying to be an actor and saying that cat had hits.
No, Springfield was big.
Yeah.
Springfield was big, man.
And like you said, a young Madonna. People don't realize, if you didn't know, Borderline sounds like a black song. I did not know that was Madonna. I didn't know the first album before Like a Virgin. And then One in the Borderline. And then the other one, the Martin Luther King song. It's Birthday. It's a holiday.
Oh, Holiday. Yeah.
Holiday is
Holiday.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
Holiday. Yeah.
People don't realize Holiday is dedicated. We need a holiday. Yeah, that's for him.
Again, this is how much, like I say, we know Phil Collins, we know Genesis Phil Collins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know, just like you said, Susu Studio. Him and Michael, what's called? You knew that. Okay.
Remember that episode Everybody Loves Chris? She swamped it down. Billy Ocean was bigger than Michael Jackson. Remember that with his sister? You know, he was like, man.
Because you know why?
Michael Jackson, the biggest thing in the world. My sister, though, Billy Ocean was the biggest thing in the world. And suddenly, all that Billy Ocean had a
Billy Ocean was good.
Hey, Billy Ocean is the soundtrack to every 80s movie. Jewel of the Nile, all of that.
Yeah.
Billy Ocean is the 80s.
Caribbean Queen.
Ray Parker Jr.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
I mean,
I don't want to even just keep it with Ghostbusters. Ray Parker had a lot of shit.
Ray Parker
had a lot.
I'm in love with the other woman as a classic.
Oh, yes.
A woman needs love.
Yeah.
Just like you do.
And he made Mr. Telephone Man for New Edition, and that is my favorite New Edition song. Because
sure did.
I don't even want to see New Edition if Bobby ain't singing Mr. Telephone Man. That's how much I love that. Because Bobby, that was the first time we realized that's gonna be a problem right there. Bobby Brown. When Bobby sang Mr. Telephone Man, you knew, Ralph, you ain't got long, bro. You ain't got long now.
And it wasn't long.
It wasn't long. It wasn't long because Bobby realized I'm bad. You know, but to be a bad connection, my love and affection. See, you can't get that, Bo. You can't get that with nobody else. Rick can't sing that when Bobby ain't there.
Ralph T still got one of my favorite jams. Do What I Gotta Do. And give a damn.
Yeah.
Ralph T and Do What I Got. Hey, that if you break the words down to that song, and every house starts with a happy man. I hope she will understand.
Man.
And the rest is history.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Girl, I know. The best thing is for us to be apart.
Look at him. That there is in the all-time lore of Ridgeway fellas. Because that there is a classic. Because we kill ourselves laughing about that. And to this day, it's still, I remember that night. I was getting my hair cut. I remember that night.
The toilet seat and the Kels, I used to cut hair, and we stayed in the trailer. I cut hair on the toilet seat. I had a good business going at one time. Hey, that's senior year though.
I know, man.
But man, that toilet seat, Kels, has a lot of stories to tell. A lot of answers.
And it ain't got nothing. It ain't got nothing to do about using the bathroom either. That was our barbershop. That's where we talk about our problems.
That thing got love stories. It got Martell coming in there, breaking down the business. No, that toilet seat has seen a lot of different stories and audiences, man. It's been crazy. Yeah.
Kelsey, one day, now we ain't gonna put this one on film though, but one day we gonna sit around.
No, you can't.
We gonna sit around and we gonna compare notes because you've had the luxury of knowing me, you know, for over 25 years, and you've understood, you know, the stuff that we've done in those 25 years, And when you see how it lines up with the stuff I've done with Dave for the last 40 years, you really gonna be like, oh my God. It's a wonder, some days you really got to be like, it's a blessing that I'm still alive for the stuff that we have done, because we done some stuff.
Making it to 50 was a monumental.
Yeah, young back in the day, man.
Yeah, for sure. But the stories line up so good because they say history repeats itself. Well, history has repeated itself. I can promise you that. Me and Skeet lines up very well. You know the stories. You didn't see the stories. Me and Skeet, Dave, you, Sidney Mills, all us. It lines up very well. We let's just say we ain't never changed. Okay, we just got older. That's all we did.
We ain't a little more mature. There you go.
All right, so we'll get ready to close this out. Get ready for next show. We'll do 44 Stack next week just to talk about the Super Bowl. And also we'll take a little bit of time just to talk about NBA trade deadline, some big moves that happened. We'll talk about that as well, just moves, because we transitioned into basketball at this point with the Stack. But some of it was necessary, some of it I feel like it's not gonna make a difference. But some folks just wanted to move. Right. I will say Milwaukee getting Kuzma. That's a move. That's a low key move that if he can stay healthy, because Chris Middleton couldn't stay healthy, Milwaukee could be back where they need to be.
Well, I'm gonna say the Lakers Mavericks trade was good because maybe not for the Lakers.
Yes, it was for the Lakers. Stop, because I'm a Lakers fan, and all of my aunties are Lakers fans. So I'm gonna speak up for Tony Long's people and my people.
I saw it, but I'm gonna say
I told my son as a Lakers fan, ever since the Kareem trade, the Lakers get a superstar every 10, 15 years. It always happens.
Yeah.
Kareem trade.
The torch is going to be passed.
We ran with that. Wait, let me finish. It looked like it's Cedric Ceballos. Nope, Shaq became a free agent. Wait, we going down again. Pau Gasol comes through. We going down again. Here come LeBron and AD. We going down again. We got a 25-year-old star. Top 5. Dude went to the fight. I don't give a shit. We won that trade. We traded a 32-year-old dude who they got to win next year for a 25-year-old top 5 face of the league. The Lakers pulled it off and did it to the league again. It don't matter, because in LA, it's coming.
Well,
name me a 10-year span when we ain't won a title. I'll step back.
Well,
I will
I'm gonna say this here
and name 10 years when the Lakers ain't been back to the final.
Well, I'm gonna say this here. I think what they should have did, they probably should have moved LeBron too.
No, it's not his team. No.
Oh, wait a minute.
His salary is negligible now.
Wait a minute though. You probably should have moved LeBron, but because you didn't, let me tell you.
You can't move LeBron.
What you did though, you did help the Hornets, because the Hornets got 2 good players from y'all.
Hey, we got a good player from
the Hornets in a couple of years should be in position to make the playoff. Now, getting Luka helped. I will not say it didn't, but this is the question that you have to really, really ask. What did Luka do to get him traded out of there?
Oh, I think him.
He can't stay healthy.
Harris,
I don't think it's the health thing.
The Adelson ownership group, and Harris said, because it looked like Dallas Mavericks said, the Cowboys did some of the stupidest shit ever by talking about their coach who's sitting right beside them. No, we're going to one-up this.
Yeah.
We're going to take a 25-year-old star, don't get the best package we could get. Because I've looked at the rest. We only gave up a first-round pick in AD. They had people who were ready to give up, like, packages. This is owned by Nico and the Adelson ownership group. I don't know what they did, but I can tell you this. The dude just went to the finals last year.
Well, so I understand all of that. My thing is, for you to get shipped out, you 25 years old. It is obviously, and you know Jason Kidd. Obviously, he did something to get him up out of it. Because I don't care how much talent you got, you get chance after chance after chance. He did something. I don't know what it is. We never gonna know what it is. But whatever he did, it was enough for them to say, you know what, he got to go.
And I love it when Jason Kidd does this, because as soon as he does that, he leaves and the team somehow wins the championship. He did it in Milwaukee. They won. Yeah. I don't know what J. Kidd and players, remember him and Chris Paul. I don't know what it is with J. Kidd and players. I can't say this, but this is not on if he can handle it or not. What they did not realize is Dallas grew up with dirt, waited a while and got their they thought they had that. They don't mind growing up, and they had a 25-year-old. Nico and them, like I said, in that group, I don't know, like you said, something was done, but no way you trade and get the worst package that you possibly could have gotten. The Lakers literally gave up AD and a 2029 first-round pick when they had teams offering them like crazy, could have got crazy shit for Luka. And this is what you settled on?
Yeah, but you look at it.
Even if it makes Charlotte better, Charlotte's in the East. The Lakers don't worry about Charlotte.
I'm
just saying that I don't understand the essence about that, because if they don't win in 2 years, you have no draw. And I can't wait till tomorrow when they come back home.
If Charlotte,
they are protesting their ass off right now.
If Charlotte needed stars, and there was no way they were going to get stars because of how the dynamic is. It wasn't like it was in the 80s when they got Zoe and LJ. So they had to do something. Dalton Connect works for them.
Oh, I like it. Yes.
That fits for them. Yeah. Giving up the center that they gave up to go to the Lakers, that didn't hurt them at all.
No.
That puts them in position. Now they're gonna have to follow it up next couple of years with something, but that gives you a baseline to do something, because you're not overpaying for a aging superstar to come. You got young superstars to build around, the way that Houston has, the way that Detroit has, because you wouldn't pick it. The Hornets are the most unlucky team ever, because you can't never get that first or second pick to get nobody worth it. So now you get that, with decent players. And see, you look at Houston.
I like Houston.
Houston and Memphis and
OKC.
Houston is very well coached.
Spurs, along with, once the Lakers get away from LeBron, they will put themselves in prime position over the next 10 years. But full well, okay, you got LeBron for one more year for sure. Okay, this should have tightened LeBron up too, because all right, bro, they ain't playing no more.
Oh no, and that trade showed. And the Lakers, that's what they do. That they get that future thing. LeBron is there, but it's 1 year. He got the
the Lucas team after that.
Thing. It's not no longer his team. And now the Lakers will be ready for the next 10-year run, whatever that may hold. But I like it because now I like the Charlotte thing. You give him a lob threat, because when Luka on the pick and roll, you're pretty much wrong. I don't care what you do, because if you come and get him, he's so big, you just bounce off of him. And then if he don't want it, he just throw it up to Lively or whoever that dude was last year.
Yeah.
But this thing is, like I tell people, I'm Derek Jones there with LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron hater. I am for what's best for my Lakers. And LeBron and AD got a title. All I care about is what you bring me as a Laker. When he leaves, I got a title. I hope I get this. I will get the same thing from Luka, because it never not happens with the Lakers. I told you. You name me a 10-year span when the Lakers have not won a championship, and you'll be sitting here for a long time, unless you go back to Jerry West, who lost everything but became the logo. How's a man a loser in the finals?
He was that good, man. He was that good. Jerry West
was good.
Honestly, if you was gonna make the
Jerry
logo
West and Will Chamberlain actually sucked for the talent they had, and only got one title.
No, let me tell you what the problem was, and I can spit.
And
this
Will was the problem.
I can spit this one easy. Okay, the year that you won was the year after Elgin Baylor was gone. Okay. The year that I think that was 72. Okay. Yeah. That was the year Elgin Baylor's gone. Okay. You had 3 top 50 at the time, top 10 players on the same team. the Celtics had 10 top 50 players at the time. Back then, there was no, other than the Knicks, there wasn't it.
Well, like Kareem said and Bill Russell said with Will, you just made him work. If you made him work, he didn't want to work. He dominated so hard. But when he had to go against Bill Russell and Will, he had to work. And Kareem, he had to work. Yeah. And Will wasn't a worker like that. Will was a natural talent that just dominated. And the reason, with titles is because he would stop. If, like with Bill, you watch it. Once Bill by the third quarter, middle, like when you watch the old film, you can see Wilt not even coming up the court no more. And Bill throwing like outlet passes from baseline to damn. Yeah.
The Celtics, Havlicek and them would run the flow, and you already know they wasn't going to run. And then what ended up happening was the Knicks had somebody to bang with him, so that took that out. Yeah, Willis Reed to bang with him. And then when the Celtics got rid of when stopped playing, when Bill Russell stopped playing, they had Dave Cowens to bang with him. So he constantly had. I go back to the old Airplane movie when Kareem is playing the pilot, and he said, "I have to drag Lanier and all them up and down the court every night. That's why I ain't getting." Kareem was telling the truth because Kareem had to deal with everybody because during that time, everybody had a center that could play.
And like I said, my favorite player of all time is Kareem. That is what because of when I grew up, and what was at the time me forming. And the Lakers and the Tar Heels are the first two teams of mine.
Well,
and Orioles are my first teams. And so when that was coming along, and Magic Worthy, the whole deal. And Kareem, I just grew up with Kareem, and just Kareem became, and still to this day, is my favorite NBA player. And y'all, my second favorite NBA player you're going to laugh at is Zebo. I love me some Zach Randolph. I don't know why.
Jump by 2 centimeters.
But boy, hit you with that shoulder.
Zebo was nasty. The thing about Kareem, the simplest move in all of basketball, honestly, but it's the most unstoppable move in all of basketball. Because all Kareem did was get the ball in the post, give you the head fake, 2 steps, sky hook. You couldn't stop it. Nothing you could do with it. But that was back when basketball was played the right way. I'll say it like that. Because I wish I could find me a young man right now that's about anywhere between 6'8" and 7 foot tall. And I let him have skills to be around the perimeter and whatever. But I would dog him every day in the lane. And a man that can dominate the lane right now would kill somebody. Because they ain't got nobody to stop him. Because Jokic is not going to guard your best offensive player. I can tell you that right now. That is not going to happen.
And the NBA doesn't even do that because they do the zone shifts now. And there's no such thing as player guarding player because.
But the thing about it, though, Dave, even though they play the zones and whatever, you think about it.
They don't do man-to-man no more in the NBA. Go ahead, my man.
But you think about it. If people like Olajuwon and Shaq was still playing, they would kill the zone because of the fact, even if you collapse on them, what difference is it going to make? You couldn't stop them no way. You know what I mean? You ain't got nobody that's going to threaten you. As big as LeBron is, LeBron don't never take advantage of that situation because all he want to do is shoot jumpers.
No, he go downhill when he needs to down.
Well,
that's what I care about LeBron. I don't. The thing is, I don't. The whole Mike, LeBron, whatever. People can do what they want. The whole thing with LeBron is, I don't understand how a man has so many haters. I just have never seen nothing like that. And when the dude, all he do is go to work, go home, and be with his wife and kids, and come back out and do his job.
That you know of.
But I don't give a damn. That's all I need to know of.
That you know of.
So we are now going to make up stuff because now this is where I get funny. It go back to my money thing. When
it's
black
Drake,
people
man.
become billionaires, we always got questions.
It's Drake.
But when other folk are billionaires, they are heroes. But Jay and them got to belong to a cult. Oprah Winfrey got to do these. How come this man, if I don't know that you're doing it, then that's what we know. I'm not going to put a truth on a man that ain't his truth. From what we've seen and know, is the man does what he does. He goes to work, does his job, go home and be with his family. But for some reason, and I don't know why, and I think it's the emotion, and like I said, Casting started getting so emotional to me, where you hating on another man. Like, come on. Anyway, I don't understand all this veracity around LeBron and all this. Let everybody play back. It's like my Biggie and Pop thing. Niggas ain't gonna make me like Biggie or Pop. I'm gonna like both of them. You're never gonna make me pick. I'm not gonna pick. I'm gonna play both of them. I'm gonna play. I got a story to tell right outside of Hearts of Men. And so for the same reason, I watch Mike play. I watch LeBron play. Both of them are great basketball players. And for all the argument, neither one of them are still my best basketball players because it's going to be Kareem for me just because of when in time. I'm like, Chuck, you're not going to change what people consider their heroes because it's a part of time in your life when it was, no matter how much a new baseball player, for instance, gets good to me. Ken Griffey Jr. is going to always be my favorite baseball player and the best baseball player because what I saw. I'm just saying, for me, it's KG. And Barry Bonds the thing, too. I mean, I ain't going to, but I'm just saying. And also, I like both of them, but I gave Barry Bonds hell one night at the Colorado Rockies game because he would not throw that ball to me. And you know how I get when I start getting they don't.
Yeah, you get fight.
But no, on the real, though, man, I just appreciate you do, you get your things, and go about your business. People are selling, like I said, people celebrate Big Meech getting out of jail. We always celebrate all these other things, but a dude who's 90% of black men in America, go do your job, come home and take care of your family. That's pretty much what 90% of black men are doing. But you don't get that in the news. We get the thugs, all of this crap. So until I know something about that, I really don't like or dislike the man. I just watch him play basketball.
Well, you do more than I do because I don't watch him play basketball no more. Because
I'm a Lakers fan.
Well, the thing about it is, honestly, there were, for me, he got bigger than what he thought the game was.
That's just that. Where we get this from, though?
Huh?
Where do we get this from? How do we say that he thinks he's bigger than the game? Why would you say that? I don't see nothing
because he got a child with no talent that's playing in games that don't matter.
Who playing?
You got a child with no talent that's playing in games.
I don't want to hear that because if I had opportunity, and I would have, but I changed course for them.
I would.
My son will have a job at my company. Dynasty taught me that. J.R. Ewing taught me that. How these other people get to be how everybody else get to do nepotism, but we don't, man, screw that. America, I'm giving my son a job if I become rich, and all of this will be passed down. I will do what LeBron did. I will get my kid a job.
The difference, and prime example, King Griffey Jr., the prime example, okay? King Griffey Jr., you knew belonged, okay? He was better than his daddy. He was better than his daddy.
So,
what I'm saying is,
why are we jealous of a man?
I'm not jealous.
His son a job.
I'm not jealous. What I'm saying is there's a difference between, you look at when King Griffey Jr. was playing with his dad. You knew he belonged. Okay. You look at Bronny don't belong.
And why aren't you blaming the buses? See, that's another thing. You on the man that actually didn't. Genie Bus, Kurt Rambis, and all of the sorcerers, they say that are controlling it, like, because they say, we into why don't you say Genie don't do it? Or why didn't you say Rob don't do it? Why is it LeBron, like any man, is going to look out for the best of his child? And if he could get his child, if I approach you and you're my boss, and I say, T, if you don't think my son is talented enough, it is on you, the owner and the GM, to say, D, your son is not like you. I'm not giving him a job. Why can't you say that?
Because you already know the Lakers are not run. You already know the Lakers are not run the way they used to be run. You know that for yourself.
Okay, then put that on Genie and Rob.
Okay, but at the same time, what are you accomplishing by doing what you're doing? Because you're not putting yourself.
Because they ain't gonna accomplish nothing anyway.
But you're not putting yourself.
55. whether they got Bronny at 55,
it ain't about when he got picked.
Or Sir Mix-a-Lot.
It ain't
about matter.
It ain't about when he got picked.
Number 55 has amounted to anything.
Look here, it ain't about when he got picked, but now when you see him, why is he playing now? He has no reason to play. He's playing before people that he is basically the 15th man on the roster, and he's playing before people that are 7, 8.
I think it's like this. It's just like real life. You know, you have some CEOs of companies, their kids come along, they just need a job. Are they the most talented? Because you got to think about the people that's right up under the CEO that's been running the company doing this, that, and the other thing. They give them a chance because eventually they're gonna run it. And you hope they learn something along the way, but if not,
but every one of them got a job.
Say what?
Yeah, I mean,
none of the Trumps are qualified to run a business, but all of them are a result of nepotism.
Yeah, I want to
do, like I say, I want to do what everybody else do, because this is why we don't have generational wealth. We always worried about whether you're qualified or not. It don't matter what you can learn on the job. You can do all of these things. And once LeBron is gone, Bronny will be gone. It don't matter about none of that qualified. Like I said, we go to college and don't even use degrees that we got.
It's a draw.
We learn on the job.
85%.
85% you learn on the job. And if he don't learn on the job, he got a 2-year contract. Actually has a 1-year contract. The second year ain't really doing that. So it don't matter. $2 million to the Los Angeles Lakers is like $2 to me.
Well, but you need to understand something also about the Lakers. Genie ain't as rich as the old man was, okay? So this is hurting in the long run, okay?
They got to sign Luka to that Supermax.
Right.
He won't
get the Supermax now because they traded.
Well, no, not this year. I don't think so. What I think he's going to do, he's not going to sign. He's going to sign when he's available for the Supermax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then he'll be able to get his money at that point. But then you got to realize something. This is something all NBA teams need to realize. Y'all are putting yourselves in a very, very bad situation with these types of contracts because of the fact at some point, and what you already seeing, you're not bringing in that money that you think you're bringing in.
Why think Boston is selling their team? You know, Boston's
selling their team because
they got damn near $1 billion payroll.
They got $1 billion payroll plus the fact that they Boston ain't taking in money like you think they taking in money for them to be the world champions. Okay.
And nobody goes to Boston.
Right.
Boston's not a free agent.
Boston has to make their teams from
and they did a great job of it. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, in the end, nobody's going to Boston.
Well, you got to figure like this here. You paying both of them $350 a piece. You can't do that.
And then Holiday makes good money too.
Right. So
and Al Horford just because
Al Horford just as a glue dude, he making money just as a glue dude because they ain't even playing him that much because they waiting for the playoffs. But you got to look at something's going to have to change, and they put themselves in bad financial situations. They're not making money like the NFL make money. Okay, the NFL can do whatever, and they're gonna be fine. NBA, if y'all don't soon make changes, you're gonna see your product is already falling off. Okay, part of the reason why everybody is up is because Luka is out there is because they needed that. Because here's the thing: if the Lakers don't make the playoffs, oh my God,
they're gonna make the playoffs. Is it gonna not be the play in? Because they made the playoffs the last 3 years.
Well, know what I mean. Firmly into the playoffs, not going through the play in, doing anything like that. That's just like with the Knicks. Okay, Knicks better win this year because after that, that's it.
The Knicks won't win this year.
I'm just saying. No. Yeah, I'm just saying Knicks better win this year because after that, everything gonna fall apart for them. Same thing with this is the only year probably for Milwaukee because if Milwaukee don't do it this year, you're gonna have to bust up the team. Okay, Giannis got to go somewhere. Probably out west. Probably going to Golden State more than likely. It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
Yeah. So we'll get back on that Wednesday. But great show again. Y'all listen, get us in this here. Get ready for the Super Bowl. Look for a great performance at halftime. I can't wait. I'm so hyped for it. Because it's gonna be something. Because The boy is diabolical, man. That's the only word I can put on it. The boy is diabolical. He ain't letting this go, and I'm here for it. Don't let it go. That's right. Keep doing what you're doing because you're winning.
He is.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
We'll see y'all next.
Career.
We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
See you
Peace
later,
out,
America.
everybody.